Hello. What's up this afternoon, everyone? Welcome. Fine Tuesday to you all. Good to see ya. What is up, Manimax, Lucid, Shimkarmar? Oh my god, I butchered that one. Silty Smacker, Shotgun Dev. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone is having a spectacular week, a great Tuesday, and today I'm pretty excited. We usually do one limited stream per set, and this one's kind of a special one, because not only are we going to try out some Omenpaths draft, but we get to try out the new 2-pick draft format, which I'm very curious about. I think the idea of 2-pick draft actually sounds kind of neat, like a format that you can play with only 4 people instead of 8 people. It should go by faster than a normal draft. How good is the gameplay, though? That's what we got to find out today. So we're going to do some Omenpaths / Spider-Man 2-pick draft. I wish Spider-Man had just been Commander decks. The more I think about it, the more I really agree with that, where I think that the biggest problem was Wizards declaring everything standard legal. I think that's the biggest issue, right? Like, if they didn't declare that everything had to be standard legal, they would have so much more flexibility where they would be able to make so many more sets, right? A Spider-Man Commander Precon, I think would have went over so much better. And I think we're going to run into that again and again. Even like, okay, so the speculation going around, I don't know if you all saw this, but Wizards, I think they've been stealthily kind of leaking what's coming up as far as Universes Beyond sets next year. We know that we're getting 3 Universes Beyond sets. We know that we're getting 3 in-universe sets, but we don't know what the Universes Beyond sets are. But if you've been following Wizards, I think I've got this figured out. So we already had heard Star Trek. It was like this weird leak a while ago where Star Trek was put up on like a vendor's website for sale or like pre-sales. And Wizards were like, oh, it's a joke or something. And these playtest cards came out and they're like, oh no, that's a joke. So I'm pretty sure one of them is Star Trek. Yesterday, they tweeted this Hobbit thing, so I'm pretty sure Lord of the Rings is coming back, and we're getting a Hobbit set. And then they also announced that they're doing a crossover with Nickelodeon. I imagine that if you add all the info together, it seems like it's probably Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Some of those I wonder about, though, with, hey, what's up, Halfway? How are you? Like, do you think Teenage Mutant Ninja... First off, what would your hype level be for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I have no idea how it's going to go over. On one hand, I know a lot of people who are like, that's my favorite show from when I was a kid. So there's like this nostalgia that people have for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. On the other hand, it doesn't seem super magic adjacent. Like, it seems more Spider-Man-y, I would say, than like Final Fantasy or Lord of the Rings that are pretty adjacent to magic. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one goes. But that is my prediction. When they announce it this weekend, my prediction is next year's Universes Beyond sets going to be The Hobbit as a return to Lord of the Rings. It just makes too much sense. Lord of the Rings released 2.5 years ago. So next fall will be like 3.5 years. We know it takes Wizards about 2 to 3 years to make a set, is what they've said before. So my expectation is they saw the original set, the first Lord of the Rings, just do so well, and they immediately were like, okay, we're doing another one of these, which would line up with the release next fall. So I think it's going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Hobbit, rather than full Lord of the Rings, and then Star Trek. That's my prediction. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know how that's going to go over. I think that the Lord of the Rings set should go over pretty well. Although, I've had some people tell me, I don't know The Hobbit. Is it true that The Hobbit is way shorter than Lord of the Rings? Like, are we going to end up with Frodo UK, Frodo India, Sensational Frodo? Like, are there enough characters in The Hobbit to not build a Spider-Man set? I'm so worried that they're going to make another Spider-Man set. Paul Emerson Leach for the 8th month. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for the resub. Big super for you. Thank you. Are there enough characters, you think, to do a full-on set? That's another one where I'm like, same with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, it would be such a banger Commander Precon, right? You could do like 4 or 5 Commander Precons, one around each character. They'll probably be really popular. Can it hold a full set? I've been wondering about that a lot since the Spider-Man set, which I think just the way they did it just doesn't feel like it can support an entirely full set. McIntyre for the 72nd month. Fleam indeed. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Good morning, Seth. My LGS is prideful of their inclusion being a safe and welcoming place in the community that really supports them. 45 for pre-release with a participation pack and prize support, and giveaway sold out at 68. Hey, nice. Yeah, I was curious how pre-release went for everyone. How many of you went to a pre-release? How many of you went to a pre-release? And how many people showed up? I've just seen all these super negative posts on Reddit and on Twitter where people are like, we had to cancel my pre-release because no one showed up. We had 70 people last time. We had 30 people this time. But then, like, the one that Krim went to out in California, he said it was normal. Same amount of people as they usually get. Richard went to a random one in Dallas, and his was pretty full. So I'm very curious. 5 people. What is normal, Shotgun? Like, is 5 people what you usually get, or is it less than normal? How are you doing, Seth in chat? Do you have time to check out this deck? And yes, it's another Lurus deck, but the restriction is even more restrictive. Ooh. We're playing some, let's see, some Lurus multicolor Lurus. That's a super fun restriction. So everything's got to be 2 or less, and everything has to be multicolored. There's a lot of good multicolored 2-drops. That's a fun idea, Autism. That's a fun idea. Hey, what's up, Stone Rain? How are you? How goes the YouTube live? The TMNT universe is pretty expansive. Okay, I mean, so I think it could work. I feel like The Hobbit will go over well. I think that one will go over well just because it's so close to Magic that people just accept Lord of the Rings as part of Magic. I think that'll go over well. I think TMNT could go over okay, depending on how they do it. And then Star Trek, I have no idea. I have literally no idea how a Star Trek test out. Assuming this is just my speculation. We'll find out this weekend when they announce everything. But that's my speculation for the sets for next year. The only other one we don't know, and I don't know what to speculate on this, the last in-universe set. So we're going to Lorwyn. Then we're going to Strixhaven, and then there's supposed to be one more in-universe set that's supposed to wrap up the storyline, finger quotes around storyline in Magic, but going back to the Omenpaths with Vraska and Jace and Loot and all that stuff, I don't know where that one's going to be. It could be a new plane. It could be Vren, Jace's home plane. I think could be kind of like a new plane that would make sense there. It could be, it could be literally anywhere. It could be literally anywhere. I think the big reason that Spider-Man is so lackluster is the obsession with printing a billion legends in the set. If they did what they did for Commander decks and fill a set with a bunch of non-legendary characters, it would have been much better received. I would agree with that. I think that's true. I will also say one of the big failings of the set, and this one blows my mind. I don't know how Wizards got this wrong. One of the cool parts of Final Fantasy, right, is they had, not only did you get multiple arts of the iconic characters, but then there was like the really expensive chase version, right? You could get the Surge foil Sephiroth, you could get the Surge foil whatever, choose a popular character, and you could get this special foiling version. It is crazy to me that they didn't do any special foilings with Spider-Man. Like, shouldn't there be some sort of like webby looking, almost like the Secret Lair lands? Like, shouldn't there be some sort of webby looking, super rare foiling so you could get, I don't know, web foil Peter Parker or whatever, and that would be the super chase version. Really, really odd to me that they didn't do any, like, I guess there's some special foiling on like the serialized rare level Soulstone, and maybe the Baghead Spider-Mans like that, but they're like so scarce that they don't really even count. So I'm very surprised there wasn't like some sort of web foil. It seems like it's just such an obvious win, but anyway, Spider-Man is poorly received because it didn't even have the fraction of love FF received from the devs. That kind of seems, I mean, it's hard to say from the outside, right? We don't know what goes on exactly inside Wizards, but from the outside, it kind of feels that way. It kind of feels like Final Fantasy was a love letter to Final Fantasy, and then Spider-Man, I don't even know, does not feel like a love letter to me, that's for sure. Anyway, let's do our reminders, get into some 2-pick draft, and then we can talk Spider-Man in Magic, in life, and I burnt my leg this weekend. Oh my god, it was so bad. I had to power wash my deck in my driveway so I could get it sealed. So I was using a power washer, and I gotta say, if you've never power washed anything, it's actually kind of fun. I'm not a handy person who likes doing stuff like that, but for some reason, power washing stuff is actually like kind of enjoyable. But then I got my leg up against like the engine of the power washer, and it burned it pretty good, and that part kind of sucks. Anyway, Reable YouTube. That's me and fine. I mean, I'll survive. I hope, but yeah, it's just more annoying than deadly. But Do you double sleeve your decks? Not typically. There's a power washing video game. Oh my god. I'm gonna. We might have a power washing simulator stream then, because it is kind of relaxing. The two things I don't mind doing, I think it's because you can see your progress in real time. Like in Magic, your opponent's life total goes down, and there's some satisfaction to that, right? You're seeing the progress you're making in real time. I feel like painting and power washing, those are two jobs that I kind of don't mind doing, just because once you paint something, you can see that part is complete, and you can see you like getting closer to the end. Same with power washing. Those are the jobs that I actually don't mind doing. I built a timeless version of your historic Blightwhack token decks. It's been performing well. I'd love to see your thoughts and could use help with the sideboard. Hey, let me see, Joe. Lingering Souls. For some reason, Lingering Souls, it hits the spot. I don't know why this card's so nostalgic for me, but Lingering Souls is like a very just like nostalgic card. It's so simple. It's just an uncommon, but it's just like such a good old uncommon. The deck looks sweet though. I mean, Chromox. Oh man, Timeless. I haven't tried it in Timeless. Does it actually work in Timeless? I always feel like decks like this, I'm like, oh my god, Timeless is just so degenerate. Like, can I actually keep up with the powerful, like, fast combo-y decks? That looks sweet, though. I would say the sideboard looks pretty reasonable. I might add in some, So Duress, we already got Thought Seizes. Duress, Pithy Needle, Soul Guide Lantern. I mean, Soul Guide might be upgradable to like Ghost Vacuum or something, but whatever, close enough. Containment Priest, go for the Wandering Emperor. I mean, that seems like a pretty reasonable sideboard. Maybe some Artifact Enchantment Destruction. I don't know, stuff like Pest Control is really good, but it's not good in a token deck because you're gonna blow up all your tokens. But maybe some sort of like Sweeper. I don't know what Sweeper would work well with the Go Wide token plan though. The ones that come to mind don't actually go that well with tokens, but I like it, Joe. Looks sweet. Yeah, I think we're going to see more restrictions. I would be shocked if they don't restrict Strip Mine. It would be absolutely shocking. Anyway, replay YouTube. As we invite all the old ones, old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube, kicking off some Spider-Man stuff this week. It's funny, this set, I'm actually more excited to build around some of the cards in like Pioneer, in Historic, in Timeless, in Modern than I am in Standard. But there's some sweet stuff coming up with the Spider-Man cards. And of course, a shout out to our sponsor, Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. If you get a free goldfish sticker, just let them know you want one in your order notes and they'll hook you up. I think my reading's getting better. Reading stories and videos is tough. Pronunciation is difficult. I read the Telltale Heart on my classic horror channel. Ooh, I don't know how I do with that. I don't know how I do with just like reading a book. I would probably butcher it so badly. Speaking of pronunciations, what is the best bomb in this set for limited? That is a good question. Hey Seth, I know you're sponsored by a card sleeve brand, but I heard about Ultra Pro and katanas not being on shelves. All I can get in stores are dragon sleeves. Interesting. Actually, not currently sponsored by any sleeve brand, so I can play whatever sleeves I want now. Although I do think katanas are good sleeves. Like I still like katanas, but not officially sponsored by anyone. Anyway, so what is Pick 2 draft? We're gonna jump into a Pick 2 draft. So the way this works, it's like a normal draft, except you pick 2 cards out of every pack. We'll see if they fix the timer at all. It might be a speed draft. Picking 2 cards, especially from a new set where you got to read stuff, in the time is the biggest challenge, I think, of these drafts. But do we know if Avatar will be a small set, pick 2 like Spider-Man? Is this the new norm? It is not the new norm. I think their response to Spider-Man guarantees it's not going to be the new norm. But as far as we know, every other set should be a real set. I think my understanding is this was going to be a mini set. Then we told them that we hated mini sets, which I think was fair after Aftermath and then Assassin's Creed. And then I think they frantically were like, oh my god, people really hate mini sets. We need to make this set bigger. They didn't get it all the way to a full set, but they made it somewhat bigger. So I think it's just this weird transition where they tried to move out of doing the small sets because they were so disliked. So no, Avatar should be normal size. I expect all the standard sets moving forward should be. Maybe there's some rare exceptions, but in general, they should all be normal size. A pick 2 when paper and arena sets must be overwhelming. I recognize cards by art and name way more than I realize. Oh, I know. I didn't even realize how much I rely on that until this Omenpaths set. But hey, Seth, After we get through the first game, would you pour over a deck I'm working on? I may pull the trigger from cards I want to buy. I'm being very careful getting new cards. I would love to, Mega Magic Carp. Yeah, let's do the draft and then I'll look at it. So here we go. Yeah, Gwenum is probably insane. You can get the special sheet cards, but they're very rare. All right, here we go. Pick 2 Omenpath drafts. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. 7,500 gold. I wanted to get to 1 million gold, but I think I'm going to give up on that dream. All right, here we go. Here we go. Our first pick 2 draft. What do we get rare-wise? Oh, this has got to be insane. Lewis, or Moreland. What is this? Oh my god. So one of the things about pick 2 draft, okay, so Moreland's the big drain thing. Gotta be insane and limited. Bracco also seems insane and limited. 3 mana, 4/3 trample. When your opponent's creature with the greatest power dies, you get a counter draw a card. I'm pretty sure we just snap off both of those. What else do we have here? Modified support in white. Big rule Spider-Man of some type. This card, I thought this card was good. Yeah, that's supposed to be Hunter. I thought this card was good. I didn't realize the land goes to your hand, though, which makes it so much worse. Mothwing Shroud, fine removal. Oblivion Ring removal. But I mean, I think we have 2 rares in the pack. They're in the same colors mostly. They both seem very strong and limited. I don't know how we pass up. Like, is there anything else even in the conversation? I feel like Moreland has got to be one of the bombs of the set. Like, a big lifelinker is already good and limited, and then you deal a bunch of damage at your opponent's face. So I think we just snap off the 2 rares here, I think. All right, on to pack 2. So we're kind of in Golgari. What do we have in our colors? Oh, this is the parent card, right? Timely parents or something. So in our colors, not much. Brawlers is mostly good, I think, if you're mayheming, where you want to discard cards. Eccentric's Arachnologist, 3 mana 2/3, puts a counter on a spider, ramps. Sudden Strike is good. Are we moving out? So I feel like part of the power of 2 pick drafts is you should be able to cut your colors very well. I'm tempted to actually just go here and here and just really try to cut black and green hard. And then the person next to us hopefully won't be in those colors. And then we should get rewarded in pack 2 by getting a lot of good black and green cards. Oh, it's Guy in the... It's so much better as a Magic card, I swear. Eccentric Arachnologist. Oh my goodness. Oh, I kind of have regrets. I'm pretty sure that this card is really good. 3 mana 2/3 menace when a villain enters, it gets to connive. I'm pretty sure that card's really good, and there was one in the last pack. Are we getting cut? Are we getting cut out of our colors already? I feel like we are. And I feel like I missed a... Was there a donation? Or a something? I heard the sound. All right, we need to... Ooh. Mothwing Shroud. Okay, maybe we're taking white cards. White kind of seems opened. Yeah, let's take the white. Let's take the Mothwing Shroud. Comeuppance. 4 mana instant. Prevent all damage levied out to you and planeswalkers you control this turn by sources you don't control of damage. Oh, we gotta take it. It's just too funny. Basically, you redirect the damage back at your opponent. It fogs and throws the damage back at your opponent. Maybe those 2? Just keep passing blue and red cards. There's so much blue and red, but we're gonna go into Abzan. We need a Siege Rhino. We need a Siege Rhino. And a man of any color. Variant for the 95th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. I mean, that's pretty bad fixing, but we'll take it. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 on a spider hero in addition to its other types. Being a combat on your turn, 1 creature gains first strike and vigilance until end of turn. All right, let's take the white card. Ugh. Wow! Oh, that's there is no way this should be the last card in the pack. That's got to be a sign, right? This card, it's not like it's a bomb and the best card in the set or something, but it is a very solid uncommon. All right. Well, hopefully black is going to be flowing this way. It seems like Dimir is actually what's really open, though. I mean, I guess we could try to go towards Demir after all this. Well, this thing, it's a Spider-Man. Agent Spider-Man, maybe? Rylix. 3 mana, 2/3 Flash Menace. When a non-token creature can rise, draw a card, you lose life. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. And then another guy in the chair. This is good. Bounce Spider-Man. Should we actually try to go into Demir? Oh, there's another one of these, though. Maybe like that? Like how... Should we try to go into Demir is the question. Or do we stick with white? Because Mothwing Shroud is also good. Demir just seems open. Yeah, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. I'm still not sure if we're going to actually just try to go hard into blue. There's a dual land for it. What do we get here? Phenomena Recorder, Peter Parker's Camera, Basil, Come Ready Loudmouth, tap or untap. I mean, that's fine. That's a fine, like, fillery creature. Uncommon Spider thing. Be near main phase, you may discard a card. When you do, target creature can't be blocked this turn. When a creature opponent controls dies, deals 1 damage to that player. I mean, we could play, it's hybrid, so we could play that. That seems fine. Mill 3 cards, put a permanent card, destroy a creature with flying. +1/+1 counter gains hexproof. Well, let's take that. Yeah, Freddie Mercury, and let's take Crash, I guess. So we might actually be Orzhov. We might be Orzhov splashing a little bit of green for Bracco. That might be where we're actually heading here. Wow, oh my god, 3rd Mothwing Shroud. This has to be good, right? Am I wrong? Is Oblivion Ring not good in Limited still? It's got to still be good in Limited, right? I know it's not as good as it used to be in Constructed, but I feel like in Limited, this still has to be so good. Orzhov's not supported. Well, we're going to make it work anyway. What is Generous Betty Wade? These cards. Generous Betty. 3 mana, 2/3. When it enters, put a counter on another creature. When it attacks, target modified creature gains lifelink. That seems fine. This is double white. This card's good, but it's double white. We could take this food as filler. Villains gain flying. We're not really... Oh, Vibrant Cityscape. Okay, it's probably that. Vibrant Cityscape for the splash and Betty. How many 2-drops? Well, we really need 2-drops. All right. So our goal for pack 3... Oh, there's nothing. Blue is so... Does blue suck in this format? Maybe blue just sucks in this format and no one drafts it. We have way too many 3-drops, and we have not nearly enough 2-drops. That is the thing we need to fix in this pack. We desperately need 2-drops. 7-drop. All right, 2-drops. Okay. Oh, Triple J, Lazio, Enthusiastic Accuser. Do we have any 2-drops in our colors? Sorta. This isn't our splash color. It is a 2-drop. Death Touch being your end step if a creature died. Connive. Well, Scorpion Sting is very good. This is like an early pick I've seen from people is the best limited card in the set. Maybe we go Scorpion Sting, Vibrant Cityscape. I know that's not thrilling. What does this do? Artifact enters with 2 counters. Tap it, move a counter from it onto a creature only as a sorcery. When a modified creature you control leaves the battlefield, put a counter on this. I think that's kind of a cool design. It is a 2-drop, kind of, but it's not a body. I don't know if we... I think we just take those two, I think. Oh, where are the 2-drops? This is a 2-drop. It's not a good 2-drop, but it is technically 2 mana. Are we to the point where we need to take Steel Web Surveyors? 2 mana, 1/2 reach. When it enters, you can put a basic land from your deck on the top of your library. This probably isn't horrible. Not that we have like huge bombs to get back anyway. This is very good, but we're not going into another color now. Well, I think we actually have to take this just for curve purposes. And then maybe Eerie Gravestone. Also not exciting, but 2 mana. Probably my favorite piece of art in the set. I just love the art on this card. Arachnomania. It just looks so good. I mean, this is a 2-drop. It's not a insane 2-drop, but it's a 2-drop. It draws another card, which is nice. When a creature an opponent controls dies, heals 1 damage. All right, let's more 3-drops. Now that we need more 3-drops, we already have too many. Man, if we had went into Dimir, if we had just went into Dimir in pack 1, we might have had an insane villain deck. There's not much here for us. I might rare draft the web sling in web. I mean counterspell. Yeah, I guess we'll just take those two. Sure, we're not gonna play any of them. Oh, we're not gonna get Knife Trick is not very good. We're not gonna get more 2-drops. We'll take the Closet. Oh, I'm gonna say this deck is mid. My first impression is mid. I feel like the curve is kind of mid. Pick 2 draft seems hard. I think the biggest challenge is it goes fast. Like the clock is a concern. Oh my god, that 3-drop pile. That 3-drop pile. Well, we're not playing Carlo because we're not gonna be in blue. We're not in red. We don't want to play, man. We have no big finisher either. I mean, the draft goes by really fast, which is something that I like. And then it's only 4 wins or 2 losses. So we should be able to get in like several, hopefully, drafts. I feel like this, okay. So what does this deck have going for it? Lewis is a bomb, Bracco's, I think, close to a bomb. Although maybe less of a bomb in our deck since most of our removal exiles. I kind of wish we had more like top end. This is actually like a very low curve deck. I guess this can actually be expensive if we need it to be. Is this any good? Knife Trick. 1 black mana. Is an additional cost. Discard a card or pay 2. 3 damage to a creature. It's probably pretty bad in our deck. I mean, we can't play a lot of 3-drops. Enchanted creature has +1/+1, menace, and is a Okay, yeah, probably not. Probably not playing aggressive symbiosis. Mill 3 cards. You can put a permanent card from among them into your hand. You gain 3 life. We just don't really have graveyard synergies. The problem with ending up in Orzhov, I would say, this might be the deck right here. This might actually just be the deck. Play 1 green source that we can get with a Vibrant Cityscape for Bracco and 13 creatures. I mean, maybe. I don't know. What would you grade this deck? I will say I'm usually very optimistic when I draft a deck. I'm always like, oh yeah, we can do good with this. For some reason, this deck, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if we will do good with this deck. I kind of regret not going hard into Dimir. I think that might have been the way to go. Well, let's try it. All right, here we go, Abzan Moreland. I feel like if you don't find a good lane, yeah, that might be true. Comeuppance is super fun. I am excited that we have Comeuppance just as a gotcha. Okay. Sure. I mean, we're not gonna mulligan, I don't think. This hand is Hey, yeah, what's up, Catcam fan? It is we're trying out pick 2 draft. It's our once per set release limited stream. Do you know if there's a way to make Arena arachnophobic friendly? I don't really like to stare at giant spiders as I log in. I heard someone else say that. I guess I'm lucky that I'm not especially arachnophobic, so it hasn't been jarring for me personally. I am not aware of a way to change what's on the Arena's loading screen, unfortunately. If anyone knows the secret, let me know. But as far as I know, there's not a secret for it. What does this do? When it leaves the battlefield, a +1/+1 counter. It's +1/+1 counters. Well, we need a land, right? Let's just play this. The Steel Web Spider is actually going to pay off here because we actually really need a white source. How would you feel about the set being real, Bailey? Like with the arachnophobia, would it make it hard for the Omenpaths set to exist at all? Yeah, Steel Web Surveyor's looking good here, and that's for sure. Are we getting in with the crime scene instructor? I feel like the Omenpaths set is like a really bad Masters set. It's like a Masters set if all the cards were like jank. But it's just got all the different like planes in it from the last couple of years. What does Generous Betty do? Generous Betty, put a counter on a creature. When it attacks, a modified creature gains lifelink. So we obviously want to save Lewis for later in the game. We can Opulent Valet, get a 1/1 flyer and a 1/1 token. Now let's get in with the Surveyor first, see what our opponent does. Opponent, all right, gonna trade it off. Spider for Spider. Do you think this is intended to be a core set for the Marvel sets? Also, something else I've been thinking about. Not a land. Do you think there's any, like... Is there any world where plans could change? Like, do you think there's any world where Wizards like, man, Spider-Man would have been a banger Commander precon. Maybe we should do more Commander precons for some of these sets rather than having them all be, like, full sets. I wonder if that's a possibility. Land, please. Okay, we did draw the land. That's good. So play the land. We have so many 3-drops. So many 3-drops. This makes some mana. Our opponent missed a land drop, didn't they? I mean, we can kill this, but if we kill this, it's our entire turn. That seems kind of bad. But if we don't kill this, they're gonna ramp. Yeah, let's play the Brawlers. Play the Brawlers, bastard. The set is the most hilarious disaster of the company. I actually agree. I think the only redeeming quality for the people who like this part of it, but the only redeeming quality I can see is the IP. Like, I think if it wasn't for the fact it was Spider-Man, I think this would just universally be considered, oh, 30th anniversary. Okay. Yeah, 30th anniversary might be even worse. I don't know if that counts as a real set, but I guess it kind of does. But I think that's kind of the bottom line. Like, Spider-Man actually is the one thing that makes this set not be universally disliked. I think if it was an in-universe set that was the same, I think it would even more widely be considered just a really, really, overall really bad set. Is it worth discarding a card? So we could play this, discard this, and play Betty. We have to kill Zora. This card pops off. This card is very, very frightening. So we kill Zora. Discard the Valet, play Betty, attack. Let's do that. Let's Knife Trick. Kill Zora. Discard the Valet. Play Generous Betty Ray on the Galleon Citizen, and beatdown time. Get in there. The pressure is on. What's a worse set, Spider-Man or Aftermath? Oh. That's tough. Aftermath was really bad. But it wasn't like, Aftermath feels different just because it was like the mini set thing. I guess this is also like kind of a mini set, although not as much of a mini set. This set reminds me, yeah, I don't know if you've been playing Magic a long time. Who remembers Dragon's Maze? Whew. Dragon's Maze. Dragon's Maze was a really bad set. That was also a really bad set. Some of those third sets of when we used to do blocks were so bad. I'm pretty sure the only thing that Dragon's Maze had in it was Voice of Resurgence, which at the time was like a legit big card, but Aftermath was not draftable.
Hey Seth, I brewed up a Death's Shadow list in Historic this week and went from Bronze 4 all the way up to Mythic. Peaking at Mythic number 84. Was proud and wanted to share my list.
Bronze 4 to Mythic with a Death Shadow brew. Congratulations, Aesthetic Phonic. Thank you for the donation, but also congrats on crushing it. I gotta see this deck. What does this do? I'm going to pull up. Thank you so much for the donation. Let's, we kill this and attack. What does this do? Being your first main menu, when a creature opponent controls dies 1 damage to that player. Well, I guess we actually just play this in our 3-drop tribal deck. Go to combat, attack. So this way our opponent takes damage even if they block and their creatures die. Found it. All right, 15 down to 14 thanks to Crash. And pass turn. All right, let's see this deck. Bronze to Mythic in like a week is kind of absurd. Cecil. Yeah, Cecil seems so good in Death Shadow. I've been getting more into Historic lately. Historic's been really fun. I'm gonna have to try this sometime. It looks very solid. Well done. Well done. Dylan Hunter for the 65th month. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. The biggest takeaway has to be the set's got to be the same on Arena. Please, Wizards, if you do one thing, make the sets the same on digital because it's so awkward. So okay, let's assume those Universes Beyond sets are correct, chat. I need your feedback. I need your feedback on this. The Hobbit. Let's say the Hobbit full set looks a lot like the original Lord of the Rings. Give me your hype level. Give me your grade. They have not. No. They haven't. They're announcing the sets this weekend. There's speculation based on some little teasers and stuff that it could be the Hobbit coming back. But I'm curious, assuming that is true, and we're gonna find out this weekend at the Pro Tour. We'll find out all the sets for next year. But assuming that is true, 3 out of 10. Do you expect it to be meaningfully worse than? Do you expect it to be meaningfully worse than? Actually, maybe we just kill that. You know what? We're just going to kill that too. We're just going to get in all the damage we can. Do you think it'll be meaningfully worse than Lord of the Rings? Oh, more dwarf support would be sweet. Also, it makes me think if the Hobbit does come back, Kithkin might become hobbits. I'm just saying. When we go to Lorwyn, it would, standard-wise, it would make sense. If they are going to do the Hobbit, maybe Kithkins are hobbits now, and then the Lorwyn set is going to tie in to the Hobbit set. Again, this is all speculation. We don't even know that there is a Hobbit set yet. That's speculation, but they reprint a Kithkin card in Foundations, I think. Yeah, I mean, that's a reprint, though, but new ones. I wonder if they do new ones. Halflings. Yeah, I think that's what I actually mean as halfling. All right, what about Star Trek? That's another one of the big speculations. That's the one I'm most hit or miss on. I think The Hobbit will go over very well. I think it'll go over very well. It'll be liked, if not loved, by the community. I think we already know they can execute Lord of the Rings well, because they did the first time. Star Trek, I have no idea what to think. I am not personally... Oh my god. I think it's Moreland time. We will decline. We will play a swamp. We will go to combat. We'll do some attacking. This should be game, right? This should be game. We got 4 coming at the face from Moreland. Opponent, here we come. Maybe this deck is better than we thought. Opponent, are we blocking? Opponent gonna block. Opponent gonna block. Sure. Drops to 4. Takes 2. Crash has been really good. Crash has actually done a lot of damage this game. And then it's Lewis time. The names in this set are so good. Lewis. And some may call him Lou. And opponent, a little bit dead. This weekend is Pro Tour Edge of Eternities. Also Magic Con Atlanta happening at the same time. But this weekend is Pro Tour Edge of Eternities. They are doing some spoilers, I believe, for Lorwyn, actually. I believe it's some Lorwyn spoilers. But at the Magic Con and the Pro Tour, they are announcing the sets for the next year. So we should find out Friday or Saturday. I don't know what time exactly the announcement is, but we find out this weekend. They have announced the announcement. Louis. Oh, Lou. Hey Seth, I recently had a funny string of bad luck. I have a cheese best of 1 deck that always mulligans for a 4 of card across 3 games. I had 23 consecutive hands without seeing the card. 2 mulls to 0 and a mull to 1. There's a 0.6 to the 23rd power or less than 1 in 100,000. What? Oh, we got the comeuppance. Less than a 1 in 100,000 chance. Yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal. And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I feel like there's ways it could be cool. I feel like there's ways they could execute it that would be cool. But I'm a little afraid that I don't know. I don't know how the response to TMNT will be, assuming that's real. What do you think? Krim pitched this idea on the podcast yesterday, where his idea was, well, maybe Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles can't actually carry a whole set. What if we instead did a Nickelodeon set and did just a whole bunch? I don't even know Nickelodeon IP. I'm too. All I think of for Nickelodeon is slime. I guess if we're going Nickelodeon, we need a slime card. But that's all I really know. So I don't have other IPs. I think that would be cool for some things. Like, I still think a Nintendo one would be cool. I would enjoy a Nintendo one that was just like Zelda and Mario, Peach, iconic Nintendo stuff. Preview panel 140. Hey, thank you, dog. So we'll find out at 1:45. 1:45 on Friday, apparently. What else does Nickelodeon have? Oh, Doug. Is Rugrats Nickelodeon? I remember Rugrats being a thing at one point. Rocco's Modern Life. Ren and Stimpy. Okay. Yep. They wouldn't do like Blue's Clues, right? Dora the Explorer. How well does Wizards know their audience? Another target creature. All right. We're gonna pay the price and kill the lizard. He beats his own lizard. Omenpaths. All right, Eerie Gravestone, draw a card. That was still the funniest thing I think Phil has ever said. I'm not sure Phil has ever said anything funnier than that by accident. This is our first one. We're 1-0 right now. 1-0. Aided by our opponent's inability to draw lands, apparently. They have removal, but that's about it. Well, pass the turn. Is it worth milling 4 cards? We probably want to save that for the end. Opponent. This card, I don't understand. For 3 mana, shouldn't you be able to put the land into play? Like, it's 3 mana, 2 to cast, 1 for kicker, and then you only get the land in hand. I feel like you should just be able to ramp the land into play. Bound a passing. Well, not the best time for another crash. Get in, hit ya. Down to 18, pass the turn. I think I have a bug in the client. Every time I play random encounter, my opponent concedes. Hey, that card's actually good. Who would have thought that random encounter would be a semi-real deck? Not I. No, we're still. I don't think we ever plan on discarding to crash here. Play the land. Let's do a little mothwing shrouding. Get rid of the favored fighter. Opponent gonna do some crewing, sure. Well, go to combat, get him hit you. I think we want to save this Eerie Gravestone, so at the end we can double Moreland. I think that's the goal. We don't mind trading off the crash because we got a backup and they're legendary. I've been playing Random Encounter the entire last set. It's so much fun. First time I got to Mythic. Random Encounter is one of my favorite cards from Final Fantasy, and that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Opponent passes. Well, that's kind of a freebie. So we discard this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's discard this. Make this unblockable. Wait. Can't be blocked. Why would it want me to confirm that? Oh, can't block. Oh, I'm dumb. Okay, you. Well, yeah, let's do you. I was thinking it was can't be blocked, but it's can't block. And then we can knife trick. Kill the archivist. What is the best doppelganger target from the Spider-Man set? Ugh. I don't think there's much, honestly. The problem is, like, I mean, I guess there's some cool stuff. Like, if you copied Mr. Negative a bunch of times, it does funny things because you'll, like, drop down in life, then gain life, draw a bunch of cards. Drop down in life, gain life, draw a bunch of cards. So there's some stuff you can do while intentionally legend ruling yourself. But the biggest issue with Doppelgang in the Spider-Man set is just, like, pretty much everything's legendary. And then a lot of the stuff's like 2 mana, 3 mana. There's no like Vaultborn Tyrant, or there's nothing really on that level that I can see. So I actually think this Spider-Man is a kind of disappointing. Yes, it is Bagel and Schmear. If you copy Bagel and Schmear a bunch of times, you have a Hunterson's. Oh god, that's awkward. So opponent's gonna draw a million cards. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we have to accept that as part of our fate. It's unfortunate. Maybe Mothwing Shroud is not good. Yeah, opponent. Draw them cards. I built a Squirrel Cosmogoyf deck in Standard. It's really fun. Wait, Squirrel. How do the squirrels interact with Cosmogoyf? Yeah, random encounter. I love cards like that. Why do I hate the word schmear so much more than schmear? Actually, I've been wondering. I don't know if I've ever asked you all this. I need someone that is smarter than me to answer this. So smart people. Bouncing the 4-drop. Okay, sure. Only 1 mana left. Discarding a hand size. Well, we will not discard a card. Mothwing Shroud. Get rid of this thing. Costume Closet. Put a counter on the flyer. 5 ya. Down to 9. So here's a question that has been puzzling me, chat. Do we just discard this? Oh, this is actually kind of hilarious. Wait, let me okay. Prevent all damage will be out to you, and planeswalkers you control this turn by sources you don't control. If damage from a creature sources prevent this way, it deals that much damage to that creature. If damage from a non-creature... Oh, so this doesn't actually deal damage at our opponent. Huh. Do we discard the comeuppance? Yeah, let's discard the comeuppance. Yes, you can't block. Pay the ward. So far, Pick 2 draft has been... I've been enjoying it so far. And then Costume Closet on Crash. Hit ya. Down to 3. And then run out Bracco. That's what we got. Pass the turn. I mean, we have 3 lethal attackers at the moment, which seems like a good spot to be. And we can make something not block. Opponent, Gallant Citizen. And we have the Crash, so chump blocking is not ideal for our opponent. Favored Fighter. Makes a treasure. We could always just draw Moreland and just win. That would be the easiest. We can use the... Really? Okay, opponent getting frisky, sure. Are we dead or something? What is happening? Why are you... Is this attack not making your opponent lose the game? That's a spider. Okay. Okay, sure. Yeah. The classic cast my grow extra arms on my colossal dreadmaw plan. I don't think we weren't supposed to block there, right? I don't think there is. At 14, they literally have to have two exactly grow extra arms, two copies of exactly that. I don't think there's any way we were actually supposed to block. Sometimes they just got it. Sometimes they just got it. Okay, here's the deck I was talking about. Honestly, I'm struggling to give it some spice. I love my Frisia Orzhov Spellslinger deck. I'm struggling to find that and I'm struggling to find that it factor here. I'm sad since this is one of my favorite characters of all time. Okay, so wait, Frisia Orzhov. So you're trying to spice up Shadow the Hedgehog? I have not built around Shadow the Hedgehog at all. So Shadow, when enter another creature you control with flash or haste dice, draw a card. Each spell you cast that has split second if mana from an artifact was spent to cast it. Huh. Yeah, what's the suggestions for? It's still pretty fast. Big 2 is still pretty fast. Yeah, I don't know. What would be I guess when I read it, I just think you play things that make treasures, things with flash, things with haste. I'm not sure what the spice would be though. I mean, it's a cool idea if anyone has ideas for Shadow. You have to think on it, Mega Magikarp. What's the coolest flash or haste creature? I mean, there's some janky old flash creatures that are kind of funny. Angel of Salvation and so forth. Bogart and Hellkite. They're not good, but they're funny. Crackle Power seems sweet. So here, before we go to the next round, here's the question I was trying to ask. So, you smart people in chat, Siphon Mind. Iconic commander card draw spell. Siphon Mind. Doesn't matter what it does. SYPHON Mind. And then I realized the other day, Siphon Insight, not as iconic, but still a fine card, steals a card from your opponent's deck, whatever. SIPHON. Why? Why is Siphon spelled two different ways? The context seems the same, right? Siphon Mind, Siphon Insight. Can you just spell it either way? Is one of them, like, why? What is the reason? What is the reason why it's spelled differently? Can you just use them interchangeably? There's gotta be an answer to this. Isn't this the same thing as color and color for UK versus American English? So one is just the UK spelling of it. But then wait, why would they use the British spelling in Onslaught though? That's still confusing to me because why would you use just because it looks cool? Maybe it just looks interesting. It does look cooler. Whenever you get a Y in a word, it makes it look cooler. Huh, all right. Well, I guess it's not that interesting anyway. All right, it's just one of those things. English is a weird language. It is a weird language. Maybe that could be. Maybe it was Vince. We got Lewis this time. All right. Man, I thought we were going to win that last one easy, honestly. I thought we were easily going to run away with that one. I was not expecting to die. There. Well, play the Cityscape, Hestered. About it. Also, Cityscaping. Well, let's crack our Cityscape. Snag us a forest. Has anyone else got to try 2-pick draft yet? Well, land and go. We can flash in Basil. Probably better known as Freddie Mercury. I see a little silhouette of a man. Abadoo, abadoo. That's what we got to do. Next Magic Con, we got to get the Goldfish crew to reenact that song. That would be pretty fun. Well, let's run out Basil. Tap down this thing. Play the swamp, go to combat, get in, hit you. Down to 80, pass the turn. Oh, Schmear, I think, is just like a spread, right? I think it's just a spread. Found it. Hits us with Melon. Plays a crash. Sure. Well, we are going to run out. Wakudu. Hey, we have a crash too. We'll play the land. Yeah, I guess we just crash. Play the crash. Get him with the flyer. I was wondering if we wanted to kill the crash, but I think this is fine. Hey, you down to 60. Pota, are we discarding? No. Another Vibrant Cityscape. The names of this set are so funny. They're either like a random stringer letters or Lewis. It's either just like the most common name or like, what if we put K and H and D all together in a word? No one's ever seen that before. What are your thoughts on New York City being in Magic? Yeah. I've talked about this for a while, and I think I realized a better way to explain my feelings about, you know how I don't like the guy in the garage eating his sandwich, and I don't really like hot dog stand or guy in a chair. Like, those are the cards I don't like. I think I figured it out. I think what it comes down to it is I actually just want Magic to be in some way magical, if that makes sense. Like, to me, Duskborn can feel magical in like a weird haunted house, even though it's like relatively modern, 80s, 90s stuff. That can still feel magical because it doesn't feel like the real world. And Ravnica can feel magical, and Spider-Man, I guess, in some ways could even feel magical. But it's the cards that that aren't fantastical in any way. Those are the cards that I dislike the most. So I don't care if it's like some futuristic sci-fi, laser shooter like in Edge of Eternities, or if it's old school high fantasy, Lord of the Rings, hobbits and wizards and so forth. It doesn't really matter. It's just got to be like in some way fantastical and in some way magical. As long as it hits that and it's not just like everyday life, I'm pretty understanding and like pretty easy. So that's where maybe whimsical is the word I want. So that's where the New York City cards kind of fail for me. Like, they just feel like normal life in New York City. They don't have anything fantastical or whimsical about them. Opponent, believer in counter spells. All right, pass the turn. And we can do both. That's actually not bad. I was thinking it was choose one or the other. This actually seems kind of fine in limited. Like, tapping down two things and countering a spell is actually kind of powerful. Found it. I'm going to pump the belly on. Go attacking. So this is what, a 3/1 Flying Vigilance Lifelink. It's a lot of text. That's a lot of text. Well, we are not going to discard a card. We're going to play a land. We're going to go to combat. Attack. When do we run out the Lewis is a question. Wow, opponent's going to block. All right, down to 14. Everyone takes one. And then I think we just play... So we could hit our opponent for 4? Do we just play Lewis? Is it time for Louis? So for 6 mana... we gain 4, you lose 4, and we get a 6/5 lifelinker. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, it's Louis time. Opponent. I don't think there's a 2-mana counter, is there? All right. Louis down, hit ya. Gain back a bunch of life. New York City being canon in the MTG universe. Seth lives in New York. Seth, I know I'm so close. I'm so close to be. Oh, oh, thank you. Our opponent bounced it. Okay. I mean, it got rid of our big lifelinker for now, but we can just cast it again and drain you again. I don't even know if that was good for our opponent. Opponent combat and getting him with Crash. Maybe. Sure. We will take it. Down to 14. And Tierly. Yeah, they do seem like... I think this person drafted the Hydro Man probably with their first pick, and then they just picked a bunch of counters to try to make him work with Hydro Man. That is my guess. Well, let's see if we can play around it. Let's play a Crash. And a Costume Closet. And put a counter on Wickadoo. Wow, opponent lets it go. All right, combat attack. Opponent down to 7. I mean, now they're going to have to sit on a counter if they have one, because we're getting to the point where Louis is just going to take him out. Louis is just going to be dead. Yeah, that's the idea, right? Punish our opponent for sitting on the counter if that's what they're doing. Ooh, opponent discards to Crash. Gonna make Crash not be able to block. And Sadistic String Puller, sure. Opponent gets in, hits us. Down to 12. We draw the Perfect Pastry. Yeah, I mean, I think we just force through damage, discard the pastry, make it so you can't block, put a counter on Basil, and here we come. Combat attack. About it. Thinking. Okay, gonna block the Crash. Drop to 1. So do we Louis? Do we Louis? I mean, I guess we make him have it, right? I know. Bagel and Schmear. This Perfect Pastry. See, I think this is actually the card that. This is the card that makes me really realize what I was just talking about. To me, Perfected Pastry, that's kind of like whimsical and fantastical. A bagel isn't really exactly as fantastical. So for some reason, this just feels way more flavor-wise. Louis for Tui. What would be the point of going X1? Is there a mana leak in the format? Wait, is there any reason not? Is there anything that punishes us? Should we not just go all out? Is there some sort of mana leak effect I'm not thinking of? Counter unless you pay something. All right, we'll go 2. We'll go 2, sure. Louis. All right, opponent. Got that 5-mana counter in there. Untap, sorry, opponent. Can you kill us? If you can, I'm going to be very disappointed. Opponent discards Tetherex. Sure. Land. And. Okay. Counter on it. What is going on with this format? Wait, is this format just about playing the most unplayable pump spells ever and hoping that it works out? What are the chances? Oh my goodness. Well, I guess we get to do another one. Could have survived with the bagel. I mean, we could have survived if we done a lot of things, but it's just hard to. Okay, so we get to do another draft. I guess if we learn anything from that draft, it is don't take good cards. Take anything that's a pump spell. that is the lesson. All right, back at it, draft 2. Yeah, I thought that deck was more okay than great, but the way we lost, I feel like we could have easily been 3-0 right there. Like it's just such a random way to lose 2 games in a row. All right, what do we get here? Rare is the artifact Spider-Man. I don't know if there's enough artifacts to really make that good. Clone with Mayhem. Firebrain Scheme. Symbiosis. I mean, this thing's not bad. Like, Web Slinging is pretty good. Scorpion Sting is good. We could take 2 black removal spells. Damning Caress and Scorpion Sting. They're not pump spells, though. There's no pump spells in this pack. Comeuppance is way worse than I thought. I thought it directed the damage only goes. I mean, it still would have been good as a fog. I was thinking it threw the damage at our opponent's face, like a Shining Shoal or something. That would be sweet. Yeah, Spider Dreadmaw there. I mean, the 2 black removal spells are easy picks. I don't think this is especially good because there's just not that many artifacts in the set. I think it could be an okay constructed card. All right, let's just go double removal. Oh, another Scorpion Sting. Okay. Well, we're being I think black should be good in this format, right? Oh, here's the supportive parents. There's Clay Pigeon. I mean, Scorpion Sting, Clay Pigeon? Actually, we probably want to be like villains or something. 3 mana. So 4 mana, 3/3 flyer. Exile it from the graveyard, put a counter. I mean, this seems like a fine card. That seems fine. We could just take Vibrant Cityscape and delay picking our second color. But trust that we're going to need one eventually. And then we could go towards Mayhem. We could go towards villains. I think I like taking Cityscape. Let's do that. Blue always feels so open. Do people just not like blue in this format? Oh, this card's actually absurd. Spectral Restitching. This card's so good. I think this card's worth it. I think that's worth it even in limited. Look at the top card here. Wow, that is some creepy art. I don't think I've seen this art before. That's way... Oh, that art's actually like kind of creepy. Oh, we just died to this thing. This got to be busted, right? It's going to be busted. Whenever it attacks connives. Actually, you know what? No. Yeah, we'll take the 2. Let's go blue. Let's go blue-black. Blue-black villains, perhaps. The Iron Spider is ironically better in a villains deck where all the artifact creatures and flying tokens are. That is kind of funny, isn't it? I mean, this is a fine 2-drop. Snatchback seems fine. We could take the land. The land seems fine. We're probably going to have some ways to discard. That's kind of... We're kind of in the... Actually, this is very good, too. Yeah, let's go this way. Black and land. Another Cityscape. You may have this enter as a copy of any creature you control. If it was any creature, it would probably be pretty good. Hide Modernity is fine. Oh, we have so much removal. Wow, this thing came... Okay, blue is apparently super open. Wow, okay. Those were the cards we were thinking about picking last time around. Apparently people do not go blue-black. Through the Omenpaths. I feel like Through the Omenpaths is kind of a bomb. I don't know if we can make it work in this deck, though. But just a free creature every turn has to be almost unbeatable and limited. Duskmourn's Claim. Who knows what happens when you pay Parker Luck? Well, another villain removal spell. Apparently no one wants these things. This literally was coming around last. I feel like a 4-mana 3/3 flyer has to be good, right? It's a Flying Hill Giant. Like, is that not a good card in limited? How do we feel about this? This is probably pretty good. 5-mana draw 3 at instant speed or counter a spell draw 1. At some point we need to take creatures, though. I think we let the rares go. Let's take the 2 blue cards. See if we can be a villain deck. Ooh. Clones for... Oh my god, okay. Caviero. Caviero's a bomb. I actually think Caviero might be one of the strongest constructed cards in the set. It's so much better than I thought. There's a video coming up with this card, and it's so good. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. How good is this clone, though? The fact that it only copies our stuff is awkward. If it copied anything, I'd be all about it. I just don't know if we are going to have enough good things to counter. So maybe we just take another one of the flyers. It does look like blue and black are open, though. They look like super open. Flying Vigilance when this attacks mill a card. And we take another one of these. Maybe just the land. How good is Wakaru? Do we have ways to discard? Not really. Unfortunately, if these weren't legendary. Yeah, let's maybe go like that. How many creatures do we have? 7. All right, we gotta get our creature count up at some point. Yeah, I didn't really consider when I saw this card. I was like, oh, it's like a body double without the combo potential, which it kind of is a body double without the combo potential. And that made me think it probably wasn't good because traditionally you play body double to be a combo piece, right? But since you got to exile the card, you can't keep like doing loops. But then I realized in standard, you just copy things that have when it enters if cast triggers. And this card's actually like kind of insane. Mill 2 cards. Whenever this vehicle attacks or blocks, it gets +1/+1 for each player you control, okay? When this vehicle attacks, you can pay 1. If you do another target creature, it can't be blocked this turn. Well, this seems fine. And then I guess maybe the gravestone. We don't really mind filling the graveyard. We got some graveyard stuff. TWIV Fingers, Twin V Fingers. Welcome to the Fishbowl for this second month. Thank you for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. Good to see ya. How have you been? Well, I guess we're going to get a clone anyway. We're just doomed to get a clone. At least it does get around the legend rule. That's nice. All right, I wanted a bomb. We get a Path to Exile, which I don't know if that actually counts as a bomb. I mean, Path is fine, but we're not going to, like, splash another color. 12 fingers! I see. You would think that by this time I'd be better at deciphering Twitch names, but is this good? 4 mana flash. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2, create 2/1/1s with flying. This is probably fine. Draw a card, and then put a counter on something and loop. Scorpion Sting is good. Mob Lookout's also fine. What do you think about Robotic Mastery? Yeah, maybe we just go like that. Scorpion Sting's really good. I've been enjoying pick 2 so far. Ooh. Is that a Q and an O together? I'm telling you, there's so many names with letters that are supposed to go together in this set. Cunius. Horizon Splicer. I mean, this card's actually great. Do we want to... Well, we have 2 Vibrant Cityscapes. Do we want to splash white for it? Otherwise, we can take a Mob Lookout and a Robotics Mastery. You know what? Let's take the rare. I think we can splash. We can play 1 white source. I think it's good enough to splash. 4 mana, 4/5. As long as there are 8 or more cards in your graveyard, it's an 8/8. If you have another villain as hexproof, all right, I can get behind that. I don't think we have enough spiders to make that. Maybe we just take this. I don't think we have enough spiders to actually play spiders from the top of our deck. Conius. Ooh. When this equipment enters, attach a target creature you control. Equipped creature goes +2/+2 and has when it deals combat damage. That actually seems very good. Because it modifies itself, right? It modifies itself. And then we can take this removal spell. The white splash is actually looking, it's actually looking good. Oh, man. I think we actually got in the open colors this time. I think we actually got in the open colors, man. Our opponent's stuff is going to be 1/1s for days. Everything is a what? And that art. Look at that art. Well, I don't know why that art's so gross. What is that thing? Why does it have... Look at those arms. The arms aren't even in the right... Everything about that art is just super creepy. It is super creepy. Angler Shield seems really good. It does seem very solid. So we need to cut about 10 cards. We need to cut about 10 cards. We have a lot of removal, which is good. How many creatures do we have? 16. Well, we're not playing this. They're just... Actually, does it tell us our creature types? How many spiders? 1. All right. I think we are not playing that. 5 mana, 3/4 flying. When it enters, another creature gains flying. So that probably goes. We have a ton of removal. Carriage of Dreams can probably go. That seems fine. Flash when it attacks Connive. All right. What about Duskmourn's Claim, chat? Do we play this for the memes? Do we cut it because it's got to be bad? At the beginning of your end step, each player reveals the top card of their library. Take damage equal to each other's mana values. I guess we have a lot of 5s in this deck, so we are kind of high mana value. Is there any world? It is funny. I do like funny. More than good, even. Funny matters to me. Maybe we try to keep it, but man, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. But I could imagine it. I could imagine situations where it's good. They get to use the card first, but not if they're dead. What if we just flip a 5-drop and they die? How do we cut 6 more cards from this deck? That's the real problem. I guess our 5-drop pile's kind of intense. This is the thing we died to, but I don't even really think it's that good. 5 mana, 4/5 Death Touch. Exile to put 2 counters on something and it gains Death Touch until end of turn. It could be fun in Death Shadow. The problem with Death Shadow is maybe if you're playing, what's the 15 mana one? Shadow of Immortality? If you're playing Shadow of Immortality, I was going to say the problem with Death Shadow is most of their cards are like 1 mana or 2 mana. So you're not really going to actually flip that high of mana value stuff, but if you flip a Shadow of Immortality, it's kind of hilarious. Just add lands. I don't think we want to go 50 card limited. That's usually bad advice. How much removal do we have? 4. Man, we have so much removal. We have kind of to the point where maybe do we just cut Damning Caress? How many villains do we have? 13. Oh, I guess that's actually pretty good. Our deck is like all villains. Well, we can cut the Eerie Gravestone. We don't really need that. Common Crook, Mob Lookout. Look at that pilot. We have like 10 removal spells. Very close. 9 removal spells. Yeah, it's hard to cut. It's hard to cut removal. We're almost like kind of a control deck, really. I think it's probably correct to cut Duskmourn's Claim. I think we have to. There's just no way we can make it work. Yeah, we got to cut Duskmourn's Claim. It is funny, but I don't even think it's going to be as funny as we think. Is there lore and magic for symbiotes? Are they on Innistrad? Not really. Like, there are cards named like symbiotic worm in Magic for a long time. The creature type symbiote, though, I believe is new. Symbiote. Let's pull up Scryfall and see. Yes, the symbiote creature type is new with Spider-Man. I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to where they fit in Magic. I wouldn't read much into the Omenpaths set. Yeah, let's just cut 4 lands. Easy mode. Robotics Mastery. We could cut Robotics Mastery. Maybe this isn't that good. You can get blown out in response to removal. It does have Flash. Yeah. Is this card any good? 5 mana for +2/+2. But you get 2 1/1s with flying. I mean, I guess 2 1/1s with flying is what? 2 or 3 mana, +2/+2, 2 or 3 mana. I guess the mana price is fair. It just seems so easy to get blown out by a removal spell. Yeah, maybe we don't need it. We still have 14 creatures. Spectral Restitching actually just seems really good. It just seems... Oh, we can cut the clone. I don't think the clone's very good. I don't think the clone's that good. Let's cut the clone. Cut the clone. Could cut this Death Touch Mill thing. 13 creatures. I've been enjoying it so far. This is our second one. All right, let's go to one of the hide-in modundity. What is modundity? Mundanity. Mundane. Oh, like mundane. I see. Like mundane. I see. I got it. You sneaky English language, you. All right, let's run it. Let's run it like this. 3 planes might be excessive. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm just afraid we're gonna get the all white hand. I don't want the all white hand. 4 white sources. Is that enough? 5, 6, 7. You know what? Let's do it. Let's run it. Here we go. We're off to the races. Yeah. Mundanity. One of these days, Cecil should pass us all and be an English literature professor. Oh, you just wait. I'm working on it. English. All right. Draft 2, round 1. What do you think about this deck? I think this deck's better than the first one. I think it's better. That's my two planes somehow. I think it's better than the first one. I feel like it's more synergistic. Oh, are any of you going to MagicCon Atlanta this weekend? I believe Krim should be there. The most helpful weaver. Yeah, let's just attack. If our opponent wants to trade, we're fine with that. Opponent gonna take it. And let's play the cityscape. Aw. Yeah, let's just pass and kill stuff. We'll leave up the Scorpion Sting. Opponent. Gonna counter on the spider. Sure. Dr. Saffron here. What would I get a doctorate in? If I was gonna get a doctorate, what would I get a doctorate in? If this is the pump... I swear to God. people and their pump spells. People and their pump spells. People and their pump spells. What is up with this format and their pump spells? I do not understand. I do not understand. All right, let's try this again. Get rid of that silly spider. Play the land. Mob lookout. Do a little conniving. On the mob lookout. Ooh. Oh, we need that. Yeah, we're going to discard the planes, I guess. Get in with the crook, can't you? Down to 16. Apparently, pump spells are the power of the Omenpath. Does Richard ever stream? Richard does not. That's it. Oh, would have been a good draw. Did they mill anything good? No. Well, playing the land, pass the turn. We did draw all 3 planes somehow. We could use a blue source to be drawn 3 cards here. About it. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, put a counter on it, then Surveil X Rexes the number of counters on it. That actually kind of seems very good. I think we actually need to block here because we need a blue source. So now we can draw 3 cards. Ooh. Well, let's... do we have to do it now? Let's play the Cityscape. Let's play the Cityscape, pass the turn. Pass the turn for now. About it. Land. Get rid of that thing. About it. Would have been nice if we killed it, because then we could copy it, but found it gonna get in and hit us. We will take it. Down to 13. Steelweb Surveyor. Such an odd thing to see so many uncommon cards with such crazy text on them. Very jarring for someone who has played since Magic the Rares were half as good as Scribble. Yeah, it is kind of crazy. The complexity creep and word creep, it is real. I'm pretty sure our opponent has a removal spell. Because they were thinking about casting it before. But, I mean, I think we go for it. Play the Angler Shield. Put it on the mob lookout. And get in there. Wow, opponent takes it. Okay. We get to draw a card. That is good. Another mob lookout. That's also good. Play the mob lookout. Do a little conniving. All right, we can do the thing. We can do the thing. Discard the land, play the land, take 2, pass the turn. Do you think Magic is better that way? Like, do you think, ooh, Edemia. Do you think Magic's better with more complexity at lower rarities? Wow, opponent gets in. Hits us down to 8. Now, let's put that on this thing. 3/2 flying is a little bit too much damage. And, oh, we still can't really attack. Yeah, I guess we just pass. Pass the turn for now. I honestly do. I think the game has expanded so far. It would die without innovation, affordable cards. Budget building is alive and well because of cards like that. I tend to agree. I like Magic more with... Like, I think there are cases. I think there are cases where Wizards just goes too far with the words, if that makes sense. Like, some cards don't need as many words as they have on them, is what I'm trying to say. Not every card needs that many words. However, I think in general, having more complexity at lower rarities is actually a positive. Pound it, gonna block. Well, let's damning crest that thing. And then do we just Caviero? Is it Caviero time? Caviero Copiademia, I guess? Yeah, let's do it. Caviero. An opponent scoops it up, and that went pretty well. That went very well. Stock up is pretty straightforward. Like, it's a powerful... I think having more power at lower rarities is 100% a good thing. No doubt about it. I think that's... Because that definitely helps for budget players, too, right? Just having access to playable cards that are not at rare and mythic, I think that is almost always a win for players. I think that's almost always a positive. Have you seen Spider-Man collector booster boxes? I don't know if you've seen those. 572. The cycle has almost completed itself. If you go back to the start of this, $550, $548. Back before Final Fantasy, and I guess it's just the only way I can think of it now is a bubble they created, essentially. A universes beyond bubble created by Final Fantasy. But Spider-Man, $550. Shot all the way up to almost 1,000 at its peak. Very close. And now we're back down to 582. I think we're almost getting to the point where it would be okay to, like, from a financial perspective, it would be okay to crack a box. We're almost there. I don't think I've ever seen a set do this before. I mean, normally sets don't spike from 500 to 1,000, and then normally sets don't drop from 1,000 to 500. Both of those things are just very, very unique. What a world. What a world. Can you name the truck with four-wheel drive, smells like steak, and seats 36? Canaro. Reminds me a lot of Modern Masters too. Huge hype and then even a bigger drop. Yeah. I mean, I think people expected that Spider-Man was going to be good. Like, I think people just like expect. I'm very curious. I need to find. Are any of you like a hardcore Spider-Man fan? I need to find a couple like hardcore Spider-Man fans. What I really want is a hardcore Spider-Man fan who doesn't know Magic. And I need to find a hardcore Spider-Man fan that doesn't know Magic. And I want to run some of the cards in the set by them and just get their pure, unbiased, unadulterated reaction as someone who doesn't care about Magic but cares about Spider-Man. Because I'm very curious what that perspective is. What the perspective is from someone who just knows Spider-Man. I'm very curious. I've debated saying anything for fear of cringe. Suffice to say, I'm going through a really hard time. I just want to thank you for being a constant positive source of escape, this week especially. Oh, well, swing for 0. Never worry about being able to say that here, because I hope that we have a community that can help each other. Like, I don't think it's cringe to say that it's a tough week or having a hard time. I actually think that's a really healthy... But that's a healthy... Yeah, Krim doesn't count, though. Krim, yes. Krim is a hardcore fan. But Krim also knows Magic too well. I think he's got too many biases. I kind of want the non-Magic player Spider-Man perspective. Because Krim just likes everything. Like, it's very, very hard to find things that Krim doesn't like. Which is actually a quality that I kind of envy in some ways, if that makes sense. Because I think I'm on the other end, where it's very easy for me to be critical of things, and I like very few things. Krim seems to be able to just like a lot of things. How do we want to do this? Yeah, let's just pass. Maybe we can get some card draw going. Letting everybody have the ramp is kind of awkward, but Bonnet, Forest, and... as a person who just got incredible news this week, well, I'm glad that you got incredible news, Chaos. I love to hear that too. I'm glad that we can be here as a community when people are going through hard times and also celebrate the good times when exciting and good news happens. Oh, that thing's a problem. Sure. Now let's flash in Obscura. And then play the Sinister Hideout. Get rid of Alexios. Hit ya. Do a little conniving. Get rid of the land. This deck actually is feeling pretty good so far. Opponent down to 18. My son would be perfect. He loves Spider-Man. Reads everything that comes out. Magic he could give 0 cares. Actually got him out this weekend, and he was excited to pull a Morbius because it's his favorite Spider character. Ooh, Nerd Dragon. That's exactly what I was thinking of. How did your son like it? How did your son like the set? Is someone who loves Spider-Man but doesn't really know Magic? Because I think those are some of, when it comes to these sets, I think are actually some of the most important people. Because those, I think, are the people that Wizards is attempting to reach. Do we just put that on there? That's a 3. And then we loot. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's make our opponent start blocking. Put on the Angler Shield. Go to combat. Get in. Hit ya. Connive away. Common Crook. Actually, you know what? We can just connive the land, I think. If our opponent wants to double block and lose both their things, I think that's fine. Wow, opponent takes it down to 14. We get to draw a card. All right, pass turn. Hey, Seth, just tried pick 2 draft of this set on Arena. Not gonna lie, 2 quick losses and done felt pretty bad. Should I try another one? Oh, I mean, our first draft, I think, did we win one? We won our first round and then lost 2. I like the speed of them. Personally, I think it's nice to have a limited format where you can do a whole draft in like 45 minutes or an hour. But it is annoying if you low roll and go 0-2, because then you feel like you spent a bunch of gold and got not that much out of it. So that's a 4-4. How do we do this? So we can remove something. Yeah, let's get rid of the Sarn. Go to combat. Attack. Connive. Discard one of the flyers. Opponent. Gonna trade it off. Now let's play a Mob Lookout. Do a little conniving. Discard another one of the flyers. Play the Cityscape. Pass the turn. I went 1-2. First was a win that gave me hope. The second was streamo losses. Oh man, that was pretty much our first draft, Ulva. Very, very similar to our first draft. Win the first one, get your hopes up, and then lose to a bunch of pump spells. Why are Spider-Man arts not on Arena? Wizards couldn't, didn't, wouldn't choose one. Get the rights to be able to use not only Spider-Man IP, but all the Marvel set IP on Arena and on Magic Online. So basically, they did not acquire the digital rights. We don't know for sure whether they couldn't do that or didn't want to pay for it or what actually led to that. But we do know beyond a doubt that Wizards does not have the rights to use Marvel's IP. And it's not just for this set, but it is for all the Marvel sets, and there could be other sets like that in the future. We don't know, but it's possible there are other sets that they don't have the IP for. But we know all the Marvel sets are like that. I think it's either couldn't or it was so expensive that they felt like it wasn't worth it. I think couldn't is very possible, though. I think it's very possible that like there's already contracts in place or something, and no matter what amount of money Wizards was willing to pay, they just could not get the rights. I think that is very realistic. So if we put, let's see. So if we put this on there, give it flying. Or do we need to build a board? At the beginning of combat on your turn, up to one target creature gains first strike and vigilance. And let's play a common crook. And let's play a common crook. And let's move this over on the mob lookout. Do some attacking. This deck feels better then. Feels better than our first deck, I would say. Opponent picked a lot of Galleon Citizens. They picked a lot of Galleon Citizens about it. Another Galleon Citizen draws another card. Hey, what's up, Uprising? Hey, quick question here. Master of Cruelties, Callie the Vast combo. How can work when Master isn't declared as an attacker? Ah, that is a very good question. Master of Cruelties, one of my favorites. One of my favorites, and also a very unique card. So where is, let's see. Let's look up the way it is worded makes it sound like it shouldn't work with Kalia. However, if we go to, let's go to Gatherer and look up the actual text. Sorry, opponent. Hang on, I will look it up momentarily. Opponent's getting in, flying, first strike vigilance. Sure, we'll take it. That is fine. We'll take the 2. Down to 15. Huh. So 2 or more creatures. Oh, we lost our enchantment. That's that's awkward. Or our equipment. Well, I guess we just Caviero. Take the Sarn. And then, yeah, let's send the common crook to the air. Start beating down. Get in, hit ya for 3. And play Lampast turn. So if we look at Master of Cruelties on Gatherer, I think there's a ruling for this. Master Cruelties isn't forced to attack, but if it does, it must do so alone. If Master Cruelties attacks alone, another creature entering the battlefield attacking will have no effect on it. Huh. So I believe that what this is actually saying is if this gets through an unblocked attack, the ability happens. The way it's worded makes that confusing, more confusing than I think it should be. But I believe that that's actually what it's trying to say. Apparently they don't have all the ruling. Oh wait. I thought there was a ruling for this, but apparently there's not. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the best answer I have. I wish I had a better one. So this has flying. Yeah, I guess we got to get rid of the removal spell. Play the Tetherax. So we can trade the Caviero. They have a 3/3 flyer. Oh, it's flying until end of turn. That's worse than I thought. Well, we'll still get in. Get in, hit ya. With the common crook. Yeah, the Gatherer looks way... Ooh, Scorpion Sking's a good one. The Gatherer looks way better than it looked before. Ah, dogs. Dogs got it covered. Hey, thank you, dog. Yeah, we have a judge coming. We have a judge coming in the Reddit to explain it. It does work, but I guess I'm not I'm not great at explaining why. Here we go. Oh wait, this doesn't actually explain it though, does it? When Master of Cruelties isn't blocked, it'll trigger. Yeah, I know it does work, but yeah. I think it's just got to be as simple as a I guess we just block with a bunch of things. Seems like a good attack for us because we can put 3 things in front of it. They only get to kill one of them, and we get rid of the 4/4. That kind of seems like a win. Did you see the Arena Anthology 4 package? Crazy good. A lot of busted things come to Arena. Yeah, the anthologies. The anthologies are easily one of my favorite parts of Magic at the moment. Not even especially close. They're so good. Being able to play with these iconic and like nostalgic old cards in a new context is just so fun. Oh, it had see, that's what we get for talking about Master of Cruelties. It had First Strike from the Freeze Strider lookout. I see. And let's send Caviero to there. Keep the pressure on. Combat. Hit you for 5. Opponent takes the beats. Well, play the land past turn. Was really hoping to see cards like Revelark and Karmic Guide. Was definitely disappointed. I feel like the goal is, Paul, is I think they're trying to build Vintage Cube. So I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if we got those cards in the future. Because they seem like Vintage Cube cards. Yes. Pick 2 is with four total drafters. And we're going to try to kill this thing. Let's block. Scorpion Sting. Shrink it. Kill it. Oh, but opponent they need something pretty good here. Opponent passes. We draw land. I'll go to combat. And do a bit of attacking. Get in, get in. Opponent, gonna block. Drops to 2. All right, pass the turn. Now the big Emerald's on Arena. Is there a reason not to put one in the sideboard of every deck, just in case you end up against Mill? Does a single one simply being in the deck just auto-defeat most Mill decks? So, yes, CatCam fan, that is really good tech if you want to beat Mill. The only reason not to do that is Mill a big enough part of the metagame to matter? So if you're only playing against Mill 1 in every 100 matches, from a competitive perspective, you might be better off not running anything to try to defeat Mill just because you don't play against it very often, and you could use that slot against Energy or whatever, like an archetype that you're going to play against more often. So that would be the only real reason not to do it. But yeah, in general, like some Mill decks, they'll play like Surgical Extraction and try to like extract it. So they do have like some sort of plan for it. But in general, it's not like 100% an auto win, but it is about the best thing that you could play as a sideboard card against Mill. It is really, really good against Mill. But yeah, that is the main question. Like if Mill is a tier deck in the meta, then it's definitely worth it. If it's something you only play against 1% of the time or whatever, then it might not actually be worth it. Too many lands. Okay. I'll play the land past the turn. We actually just need one more of those silly flying things so we can send something to the air. Pound it. Salvage missing. I guess we do Mill out first the way this is going. Pound it. Are we keeping it on top? We got to win this game. Opponent leaves it on top. What is it? What did they find? About it. Tapping the eccentric arachnologist. The cluster. Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, that is really good for our opponent. 2 Reach Spiders replays it. Okay. Not ideal. Wait, are we going to end up losing this? Is it possible we lose this game? Opponent going to give something vigilance. Opponent combat. Pass it. Well, okay. Surveil 1. Well, that would have won us the game last turn. Now it does not. So I think we actually keep it and play it. So let's play it. Get another flyer on the battlefield. Pass the turn. What a weird standoff this game has become. Master of Cruelties is not on Arena. Actually, is it? I don't think... I've never played it on Arena, so I'm pretty sure it's not. Unless, did they put it in Pioneer Masters? They did. I don't believe it is on Arena. I'm pretty sure we would have already played a deck around it if it was on Arena. Pound it, gonna mill planes. And looking at their spiders. GR Machello for the 34th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super thank you, thank you. There's the city pigeon, the secret tech. The secret tech is here, found it. Gonna pump. Sure. And pass. We need that big hexproof thing. The big hexproof thing would be good. Oh, that's also kind of insane. Okay, okay. Oh, you know what wins us the game is the phase out spell. That's what we need, is just to blink out their team. Jeff DC for the 18th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so now we gotta think. Actually, one target non-land permanent and one non-land permanent from a graveyard. So we play this. Player splash card. Get rid of the spider token. And grab, I guess, just a common Krug. Go to combat. Get in with the flyer. We were so close to winning like 2 turns ago. The Clutter Cluster bought our opponent a bit of time. Down to 2. Play the land so we can surveil. Pass the turn. I've been enjoying it. I wanted to experiment with it. I have been enjoying it. I'm not sure that is like high quality of a limited environment is normal draft. I feel like, I don't know, I gotta experiment with it more. I feel like it's easier to end up with a solid deck. I feel like it's very good at its intended job. I feel like the goal of Pick 2 draft is, if you're not really a limited player, you got a commander play group, and you want to try limited, I think it's perfect for that. I think... All right, opponent's going to fight down the flyer. Doug! Hey, how are things, Doug? Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, it probably won't be too early. It probably won't be too early come this weekend, because I think we're supposed to get our first look at spoilers, so it is almost time. Oh, we're so close and yet so far. Opponent gonna put a counter on a spider. Opponent. First strike. Vigilance. Passes. So we draw the Scorpion Sting. This has ended up being one of the most ridiculously long games of Limited. My goodness. So are we just done attacking again? We can give something flying, but our opponent can just block. Yeah, I mean, I guess we just pass. Stay on defense. Leave up the removal spell. About it. Gonna surveil. Another new spoiler season. I'm still doing videos for Final Fantasy. Yeah, seriously, it goes so fast these days. I'm actually pretty excited for Avatar. I think Avatar is going to be way more positive as far as reception than... Ooh, opponent's going to do some milling. Interesting. And they get... Well, they get a bomb. And opponent going to run out Sen. And wow, got him. That was close. That was close. That was almost a problem. That was all... Wait, do they have two sources? Oh, wait, they have the supportive parents. Oh no, that is a problem. We're going to lose this game after all this, aren't we? Oh my goodness, opponent activates again. Gets hexproof. Oh, after all this, we're going to lose. First strike, hexproof, haste, opponent. Triggers, combat, attacks. Wow. Wow. No way. I guess the big problem with our deck is we just don't have a bomb. Like, we don't have anything like this. We didn't open anything like this that's just like an unbeatable bomb. Yeah, there's not much we can do. And I think we're going to end up losing this. Well, I mean, I guess impressive for our opponent. Come on, deck. Well, all right. How about this? Does this work? Man, you know what? Actually, I think we punted. I think it was a punt. I think what we had to do... Yeah, I think it was a punt. I think what we had to do was not deal with this. Try to surveil into a second removal spell, and then try to kill everything that had reach or flying. I think that was the actual line. I think that was the actual line. They still have, yeah. Yeah, that does it. Man. Oh, was that a punt? Do you think that was a punt? Yeah, I mean, I guess it was, because they had the silly parents. Man, oh, I can't believe we lost that game. I really cannot believe we lost that game. That was a game that I think we were so close to having that locked up. Had our opponent like dead, and then they top decked that silly thing that gained life and made 2 spiders, which seemed legitimately good. But I think yeah, we never found Spectral Restitching. And that was the other card that just straight up wins us the game. But yeah, I think what we should have done. Well, now we finally get Spectral Restitching. I think what we should have done is just try to, hey, see you, Doug, thanks for swinging by. I think what we should have done is just hold on to the removal and try to deal with the flyers. We could have lasted one more turn. And then we would have been dead anyway to the mythic, but opponent gonna start with Multiversal Passage. All right. Well, Vibrant City Scared. Grab a black source. Play the land, get down the common Krug. Making the bird a citizen. And Sting Spider last turn, lethal if you saved it. Well, let's just get in. If our opponent wants to trade, that's fine. But I'm gonna take it. Yeah, play the hideout, pass the turn. Yeah, the Sliver Avatar does look sweet. Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. Yeah, this free starter ace was very good. Let's just kill the ace. Found it. Gonna try to race, gets in, hits us. Well, play the land. Get down the flyer. Hit you with the Krug. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen this avatar before, but it does look super sweet. Oh, about it. So chat, how many of you went to pre-release this weekend? Pump spell. People love these pump spells. Sure, I guess we just take 5 for now. Well, combat hit you. Opponent gonna block. Down to 13. We get a treasure. Play the nightclub. Pass the turn. I got a trophy and a deck featuring Peter Parker's camera. Ooh, nice. Opponent. Well, this isn't the most insane value, but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it to keep our flyer, and we save a bit of damage. Found it. Perfected pastry. Well, everything returns. Get in, hit you. Down to 10. Play the common crook past the turn. How was your pre-release, Blaze? I'm so curious about the attendance thing. Because there was this huge thread on the top of the main Magic Reddit about how this is like the least attended pre-release ever and all this stuff. And I'm just not sure if I actually buy it. Like, I'm sure that attendance wasn't great everywhere, but I'm not sure if that generalizes out to everywhere. All right, opponent, gonna block. Down to 5. We get a treasure, play the cityscape. Yeah, I don't go that often either. I just live in an area where there's not a lot of good, close local game stores. Opponent, well, all right, opponent matches our Aola with their own perfected pastry. Gonna grow it. And people actually are unironically playing city pigeons. What do we need? Black, white. But how was attendance where y'all went? Scorpion Sting. That's actually good enough. Good enough to let us keep attacking. Get in, head ya. Opponent. Blocks, block. Oh man, this works out amazing. All right, we will shrink that. We will kill them both. That went about as good as it could go. Opponent gets a food token. Well, play the land, pass the turn. Can you imagine what it'd be like if Seth showed up to a pre-release? Small shop or not? I mean, most of the shops around here are pretty small. It would be... there's just not a lot that are super... Like, it's like an hour to get to a shop, which seems like a long... It's just like a long haul. I wish I had a better LGS that was close. I would love to be able to do it more often. I remember the first one. The first pre-release I went to a long time ago. I went to a pre-release. This was back during my... Oh, I want to bring Bear to a Magic event so bad. He would love it, and people would love to meet him. I just don't know how to make it happen in practice, but I really... Maybe it's got to be one when there's one in New York somewhere that isn't super far away. But I would really, really love to be able to bring Bear. Well, get in with a flyer. Hit you. Down to 3. This Jarl's going to go all the way. Bonnet, island, and gets in with a ground creature. Sure. Yeah, let's just draw cards. I think it's fine. We shouldn't need the counter. Draw 3, and that should be the win. That should be the win. Scorpion Sting you. Untap. And make you a little mundane. And 3. Okay. 2 wins in a row. So... Actually, the first pre-release I ever went to, and this was a long time ago. We're talking like 20 years ago now. This is back when I was playing music and stuff. I wonder if I can find a picture. It was so funny. I didn't really know about pre-releases. I'd always played casually with my friends. I never went to local game stores, but I was like, I'm going to go to this. And this was back when I was like playing in bands and doing music stuff. So I go, and I tried to think of how I was dressed. I was wearing like like my kind of hipstery music clothes, like a suit jacket, like a suit jacket from the Salvo, and like ripped up jeans. I looked like someone who played in a band. And so many people, I felt so out of place. It's so funny. Like as soon as I walked in, so many people, it felt like were looking at me and being like, "What is this person? He doesn't look like a Magic player." It was such a strange experience because it just felt like I didn't fit in for some reason. It went fine and it was super fun. But my first impression was, it was just like I've stuck out so much and felt so out of place. Normally every pre-release is full at my shop. We had some empty tables for Spidey. Yeah, that seems to be the normal trend. We lost, we're 2-1 right now. We did sadly lose that last game, but we got 2 wins. We're still going. This hand. I haven't seen this thing yet. I feel like this is probably pretty good in our deck. We have so many villains that this should often just be like an 8/8 hexproof, which seems insane and limited, but apparently it is not as easy to draw as I would like. So, what is the hype level for the Modern Pro Tour this weekend? Are y'all watching Pro Tour Edge of Eternities? I'm actually like kind of hyped. I would not be hyped at all if it was standard. I'm glad it's not standard. I think this would be such a, like, yes, we just got Spider-Man, but with the Cauldron deck and the so forth running around, I don't think it would be a very fun standard Pro Tour. I'm actually pretty excited about the Modern Pro Tour. Opponent, land, and, well, all right, gonna start surveilling and drawing cards. I'm really hyped. I've been slowly trying to get into Modern. Excited to see what does well this weekend. Yeah, me too. I think the format's actually in like a really fun, in a really fun place at the moment. The best place it's been in a long while. It should be very diverse. I'm open for some Lantern Control. I hope someone shows up with Lantern Control. So I will say about Modern, it is still very, very heavily influenced by Modern Horizons cards. That much is true. Yeah, let's just attack. Do a little conniving. Discard probably this thing. And see if our opponent blocks. If our opponent blocks, we will just Scorpion Sting. To shrink it. Kill it. Get down the Common Krug. So right now, yeah, that's what finally made me start liking Modern again. Is I really hated the Modern Horizons era for a long time. Like it just felt like Modern Horizons block constructed, and it still feels like Modern Horizon block constructed. That part is still a thing. That is still the same. Well, let's damning Crest, get that out of there. Go to combat, get in, hit you, do a little conniving, see if we can hit a land. Found it. You're gonna take their beats. Discard the flyer. This conniver is kind of snowballing. Opponent down to 12. And pass the turn. But the Modern meta right now, it's still very Modern Horizons influenced, but it's also very diverse. If you look at Standard, where it's like 28%, 20%, 12%. Modern, the number one deck, 13% in Boros Energy. Belcher is hilariously high at the moment. The opponent's going to reanimate. Okay. Sure. Gets it back. Well. Yeah, let's just keep going. Quinius, get rid of you. And I guess you. Hit ya. Discard the land. Actually, you know what? We don't even need this. Discard the big hexproof thing. Down to 5. I mean, this should just be game. We should just be able to Spectral Restitching anything they play and just attack for lethal. But Modern right now, Boros Energy number 1. Ooh, okay, opponent's fighting the fight. Lewis, our buddy Lewis. Opponent goes back up to 9, plays a land. Oh, we're still good. We're still good. Pound it. Cityscape. This might be our 4-win draft here. Blanket? Spectral Restitching seems very powerful. Blanket, combat, and that was a perfect snowball. Like, we just kept killing our opponent's threats, attacking. This is up to a 6-5 from conniving every turn. Perfect tempo win. But yeah, Modern right now. The thing that's beautiful about Modern is Modern's a format where it rewards people who are really good at knowing their decks, right? Wait, were we Godwin? LSV? I'm so confused. What is the LSV in this game? But Modern is a format that rewards people for knowing their decks well. So it's a format where if you're really good at some lower tier deck, you can take it to a pro tour and have success with it, because the format has so many cards in it, has so many decks in it, has so many different synergies in it, that it really rewards knowledge of the format and knowledge of your deck. So that's what I'm excited about, because in Standard, it doesn't feel realistic for me for someone to show up in Standard and realistically have a chance to win a tournament, unless you're like playing Izzet Cauldron, Mono Red, Dimir, maybe Control. There might be 4 or 5 decks that like realistically could go win a pro tour. In Modern, I think even in 2025, there are still, if like Mill won the pro tour, or some Esper Blink deck won the pro tour, or Sam Combo in the hands of someone who's been playing the deck every day for 6 months won the pro tour, it would not shock me. And that's what makes me so excited about the format. I'm rooting for Lantern Control. I would love to see Lantern, which is very much not even a real deck anymore. But I would love to see someone show up and actually do well with Lantern. I think that would be sweet. Land Destruction would be really fun to see. There's just so many. A Storm, I guess, like traditional Storm would be cool. So I'm very excited for it. Oh, I gotcha. LSV is our buddy Lewis. Okay. Is it actually LSV? What is it? What are the... Oh, LPP. All right. Close enough. I will play Modern again when they unban Birthing Pod. Well, Paul, I have good news for you, which is I actually expect they will unban Birthing Pod at some point. I think with how well the last unbannings went, and they took some risks unbanning stuff like Mox Opal, but with how well those unbannings went, I think it is very likely that we will eventually get Birthing Pod unbanned. I don't think that it's actually going to be too good. I just saw Electro from Spider-Verse. This card seemed nuts. Burgie is a key card in a lot of Commander decks and CDH decks. This is just as good, if not better. Yeah, this is one of the cards from the set that I would say is getting the most hype. The only thing I would say, comparing it to Burgie, it is worth pointing out that it only triggers on instants and sorceries, when Burgie triggers on anything. So in something like Bard class combo, Burgie's kind of busted. This isn't really busted because you're playing mostly creatures, but I still think it's has potential to be a very powerful card. Anything that essentially gives you a 1-mana reduction on your spells, which is basically what this does in its own weird way. And you even have the upside that the mana carries over through steps and phases. You get damage when it dies. I think you gotta keep an eye on. I think definitely has a chance to actually be a constructed card. Vivi at Home is a pretty good comparison. It also does function a lot like Burgie. I think that's another pretty good comparison. Yukami, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Eerie Gravestone. Probably gonna do something. We really need a land here. All right. Well, okay. Maybe the Mob Lookout will find us one. Okay. Whew, that was close, but we got there. Let's discard. Huh. Maybe we just discard this and then Cavero it. That might be the easier way to do it. Get in, hit you down to 18. I think it's just insane that the Red Storm decks can have double the chance to hit Burgi for their Storm turns. Oh yeah, no, it's a very powerful effect. No doubt it's a powerful effect. I think the card will see play. I'll be very interested to see what happens in Standard after the bannings. I think in the short term, there's just not much of an incentive to be a prowess deck because the VV deck with Soul Cauldron is just so good. But depending on how they handle the bannings, if they just ban Cauldron and leave VV for some reason, I could see there being like a prowess deck with both of them that was pretty good. Or if they ban both Cauldron and VV, maybe Electro comes in and that just replaces
Do you think we would ever get a birthing pod for planeswalkers? We have one for instants, sorceries, multiple for artifacts, and sort of one for enchantments. The design space for podding planeswalkers might be too powerful?
I think Lucid. Actually, that is a really, really good question. As soon as that started to be read out, I knew it was a Lucid question. It sounded exactly like something that Lucid would ask. So Lucid, thank you for the donation. Could we get a pod for Planeswalkers? I think it's very possible. I think we could get a pod for Planeswalkers. I don't think it would be... I'm trying to think. There's a couple of Planeswalkers that can untap things. So I guess that would maybe be the concern, is if you could like if you could essentially recreate the old birthing pod combo where you like pod into Kiora to untap the pod to ramp up to a 4-mana planeswalker that untaps pod, and then eventually you end with, I don't know, Ugin or like something that's pseudo game winning. Maybe that could be a concern, but in general, I think because planeswalkers get their value from sitting out on the battlefield primarily, I actually think that because you'd have to sack a planeswalker to get a planeswalker, I think a plot for planeswalkers would probably be pretty safe. Because normally when I think of planeswalkers, I think of wanting them to stay on the battlefield for 3, 4, 5 turns, right? You want them to sit out for a while to keep generating value. And I think it would probably be fine if you had to sack another one to get one. Maybe there's some like combo or synergy I'm not thinking of, but in general, I think a pod for walkers would be good. I don't know. What do you think, chat? Would Planeswalker pod be too strong? All right, opponent's gonna get in, gonna hit us, sure. Well, we will play our alley lurkers. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Loot. Discard. Wow, opponent's gonna take it. Aw. Yeah, let's Caviero. Let's do it. Let's Caviero. Go after the Quinius. Exile the alley lurkers. And exile the Quinius. What a weird setup. So if we Caviero, you're supposed to exile the card, but because the ability resolves top down, we actually get to exile the Quinius, whatever this name is. Exile the Quinius to Caviero's Quinius ability instead of to the spot's ability instead of exiling it to Caviero's ability. So once Caviero dies, we actually get back the spot and get to do it again. Hey, what's up, Paladin? Hey, said they playing Black Green Reanimator. Have a ton of success in Standard. Would love to post the deck list. Send me the deck list, Paladin. I would love to see the deck list. Isn't Superior Spider-Man supposed to work with Miojin? Because it didn't in my Brawl game. Yes, it is. Wait. Let me make sure I'm saying the right one. The clone one, right? This guy? There's too many Spider-Men. I messed this up on the podcast yesterday. Superior Spider-Man. Yes, that is okay. It is Caviero. Yes, it does work with Miojin. What Miojin did you try it with? because it definitely should work with them. Now let's go to combat. Attack, attack, attack. Connive. I feel like we're getting the 4 wins. I feel like we're getting the 4 wins out of this one. Yeah, I have played them. I have played it with Miosians, and they have worked. It should get the come into play counter. I mean, so, you know what the problem is? You know what the problem is? It's not going to work in Brawl. That's the problem. So the problem is, Miosian in specific say, it enters with a divinity counter if you cast it from your hand. So if you're playing Superior Spider-Man as your commander, and you're casting it from the command zone, you didn't cast it from hand. So if you had Superior Spider-Man in the 99 and you did this, it would work. But because you're not casting it from hand, so it doesn't work with Miosian in Commander in specific because of the from hand clause. So I think I imagine that's got to be what got you. Because it counts, if you cast a Superior Spider-Man, it does get cast triggers. I think the strongest synergy for it is actually... I actually think this might be a serious deck in Standard after we get the bannings. It's so good with Bringer of the Last Gifts. The way it works with Bringer of the Last Gifts is kind of wild. So Bringer of the Last Gifts is the living end creature. It only works if you cast it, and then you get to living end. So if you Superior Spider-Man copy Bringer of the Last Gifts, you not only do you get the living end mode, you also get a 4/4 Superior Spider-Man as Bringer of the Last Gifts, and you're going to get the original one because the exile is the last thing that Superior Spider-Man does. So by the time it tries to exile the Bringer from the graveyard because you copied it, it's already going to be on the battlefield thanks to the living end ability. So essentially, for 4 mana, you get a 6/6 flyer, a 4/4 flyer, and a living end ability. Oh, wow, opponent's one short. One short of turning it on. Opponent plays the dork, goes to combat, going to attack. Huh. Maybe we should just counter that. That might have been smarter just to counter it. Actually, I don't think it's going to matter in the end because what we can do is you get rid of that. And that's going to turn off that. And then you get rid of that. And yeah, I guess drawing cards is just as good as countering things. Get in, hit you about it, down to 3. So chat, next week during stream time, yeah, there might be a YouTube video coming up. So next week, the stream's going to be on Wednesday instead of on Tuesday. Let me see if I can. Hang on. Let me pull this up first. I don't know where my Discord, what monitor my Discord's on. Ah, there we go. All right. I got to pull up this ban list. Because next week we got something special. Next week, we're going to play in this Alienware tournament. I know I mentioned it last week. And let's play the land. Let's get rid of you. And kill ya. Is that the win? Caviero? Ooh, all right. We finally got a 4-win run. Maybe Demir and villains are actually stealthily good in this format. Maybe they're actually pretty good. That deck felt very solid. Like, it just felt very synergistic. We had plenty of removal. It felt like a very solid deck. What are the prizes like for this? What if you go 4 wins? What do you get? 1,300 gems in 3 packs. And it costs 900. So you get plus 400 gems and 3 packs. Plus the cards you opened. I guess that's not bad. So here is, let me see if I can find the ban list. Okay, so here's the ban list. So the format, I mentioned this before, it's a standard tournament. It's going to be on Wednesday. I'm going to be streaming it on our channel. So stream will be normal. We'll just be playing a tournament along the way. But the way this tournament works is it's standard, but everyone in the tournament got to draft on cards that they wanted banned from Standard. And we ended up with 9 cards. It was going to be the top 10 cards banned. We ended up with 9 cards banned. So here are the cards that are banned for the Standard tournament next Wednesday, which will be our stream for the week. And I'm actually kind of excited to see what this format looks like, because obviously VV gone, Cauldron gone. The red deck loses Screaming Nemesis. The Teamer Battlecrier combo deck loses Teamer Battlecrier. Dimir loses Kaido and Enduring Curiosity. Control loses No More Lies, stock up, and then Omniscience, just in case Kona was going to get it into play. So if you look at the metagame, it really is kind of standard with Cauldron, Mono Red, Dimir, I would say banned. And then Azorius Control, at least in Teamer Battlecrier, a little nerfed. The scary part of that is Orzhov Self-Bounce kind of went untouched. I voted for Cosmic Grand Zenith. I thought that we wanted to ban something. We wanted to ban something from the Self-Bounce decks. That was the one big archetype that I thought we should also ban something from, but didn't get enough votes, so whatever. But it should be a pretty interesting fun tournament. So it should be standard, but a way more interesting, fun standard format. So that's going to be going on Wednesday afternoon. So that is a stream next week on Wednesday instead of Tuesday, so we can play in this tournament. I got to figure out what to play still. I'd like to play something with some of the Spider-Man or Omenpath cards, just to try something new. Superior Spider-Man's actually on my list. It might be a Superior Spider-Man deck as one of the 2 decks. You know what? Let's do one more draft. I don't know if we're gonna go through all the games, but let's at least do the drafting one more time. How does Pick 2 draft work? So Pick 2 draft, it works like a normal draft, holy sheet, but it you only have 4 people in draft instead of 8 people in draft. And then it is a smaller number of rounds. It's essentially like a draft, but it's supposed to work with your commander pod. And the biggest change is every pack, rather than taking 1 card and then passing it to the next person, every pack you take 2 cards, which makes the drafting process go roughly twice as fast. Actually, exactly twice as fast. So it's a little bit quicker. Well, there's another LSV, another Louis. We saw this be good for an opponent. 5-mana 4/4 Menace. When a creature attacks alone, put a counter on it, then Surveil X, where X is the number of counters. There's also Damning Caress, which is good. We're definitely taking Louis, because Louis is good. Apparently, we're just always drafting black cards. Bog? Wait, what's the bog? This thing? Oh, this thing. You think it's better than the removal spell? I think it's either Lewis in the bog, or Lewis and Damning Caress. Oh, nothing from random. Oh, we're definitely. So the way the tournament works, hey, what's up, Mano VHS? The way the tournament works is some of the rounds are best of 3 and some of them are best of 1. Random Encounter is a really good choice. It might be Random Encounter in Superior Spider-Man. That might be the plan. 2-mana 2/1 lifelink. 4 mana does 1 damage to each opponent. That's not horrible. It's not great. It's not horrible. What else do we take? It seems like in both drafts we've done so far, blue has just been insanely open. Search your library for an ore and equipment, put it in your hand. I can see playing that in a commander. Look at this. Look at that art. She's just like riding on a spider. It's so funny to see how they reinterpreted Spider-Man is just so... I'm actually more intrigued by this Through the Omenpaths universe that Wizard somehow created. I'm more intrigued by the Through the Omenpaths universe in some ways than the Spider-Man universe, because the Through the Omenpaths universe is just so absurd. It's just so ridiculous. Yeah, I don't think we want to go red-green. We're kind of black. I don't want to go splash into 2 other colors. Rinza. We could go black-red. I think Rinza is actually a solid 1-drop. And then Galvanize Workforce and be like Mayhem Shenanigans. This card's really cool, but I think it's a little late to go there. Yeah, let's try it. Maybe we go black-red. Oh, can we cast it? Can we go 5 colors somehow? Oh, this is good. Return a villain, that's actually just insane. Return a villain card from your graveyard to your hand. Villains cost 1 less. Both of those work really well with our buddy Louis. We're going to take the Mythic. We're going to take the Mythic. I don't know how we possibly cast the Mythic, but we're going to take it. Oh, we got to take the Dinosaur. This card is apparently broken because it killed us in our first draft. Is Surveil too... Is this card even playable? Yeah, we'll try it. We'll try it. I don't know if we'll actually stick it in the main deck, but maybe. Oh, if anything, I tend to go 5-color too much in limited, I think. It's too easy. It's too easy to end up 5-color. I always feel like I can force 5-color, and like 20% of the time I can. The rest of the time it goes horribly wrong. I will say, I don't think this card is last pickable. Do people just, does 17 lands or something just say that blue is horrible in this format? Maybe everyone just thinks blue is trash in this format. I guess that would explain it if everyone just thought it was trash. Oh, wow. Okay. Another black rare. This one's fine. This is the when something dies, draw a card one. That card's good, not in our colors. How good is giving everything -2, -2? If we can discard it, only our opponent's creatures get -2, -2. We could also just take... All right, do we have any discard outlets? Discard this card. Like, are we trying to be a mayhem deck, or are we like a villain deck? Because this card's very... I mean, that card's very good. Maybe there's still time to get a couple discard outlets. If you can actually mayhem this, 3 mana for a 5/4 haste is very above the curve. Very above the curve in limited. Yeah, the Goblin's just so good. Double land, double mana fixing pack. Zora's kind of busted. I think in limited, this card's very... Just the +1/+1 counter is so good if you build... There's so many spiders in the set. You almost accidentally build a spider deck. And then this just adds so much power to the battlefield. And it even gains you life. Plus, it likes spiders. Fancies spiders. Chat Seth, what are the color pairs supported for draft in this set? I know green-white is one. Is it just the ally color pairs? Ooh, we're building a very similar deck. We can splash it. When it attacks, other villains gain flying. That actually might be good. It is a lot of mana. But it's good. Oh no, Parker's Lock gets back. This is like our last deck, except without the removal, which is probably bad. If you build a bad deck, sometimes you got to play Dustborn's Claim as a way to add some variance. If your deck is good, you want less variance. If your deck is bad, you want more variance. Because if your deck's bad, you're probably going to lose anyway in a fair fight. So you might as well just throw some chaos into things and just see if maybe that'll end up helping you. What are the... Let's see. There are five limited archetypes. Wow, no one's playing spiders, apparently. There are 5 limited archetypes. Where is the... Blue is just ridiculously open. Jeez, a second one. Oh, we can have 2 of the same mythic, but how do we cast it? How do we cast it? Oh, we don't. There's no way. If we're blue, red, but we're base black, I don't know how to get away from that. I mean, Crash is fine. I mean, I guess this still enters and draws a card on the front side. It's not good, like, not exciting, but... Yeah, I guess it's just that. Yeah, it's disappointing. Where are the... Wizards posted an article. I don't know why I can't find... Ooh, through the Omenpaths. The Watcher on the... Man, blue is just so open. Maybe we just try to go blue anyway. The Infernus. Oh, this is a search for a mountain thing. Through the Omenpaths, I still think is probably good in limited. How many red cards? Oh, all right. All right. We're taking blue cards against my better judgment. So the limited archetypes: green, white, web slinging, white, blue modified, red, black, graveyard, I guess, or mayhem. Or blue black. Blue black is graveyard and villains. Green red is 4 mana value or greater, which I honestly didn't know that was even a theme. It does not come across. It does not really come across to me in the cards. I did not really realize. I didn't realize that there was actually supposed to be a theme for green and red of 4 mana value or greater. This deck I think is way worse than our last one. It's too scattered. It's too scattered. We should have went into blue. So I think the biggest takeaway from this, if you're trying to learn something from these pick 2 drafts, the thing I would say is doing what is open is still very relevant. Like, doing what is open is still very relevant. Because I think this was a case where I think we could have shifted into blue in pack 2, and it probably would have been worth it. My initial impression of pick 2 draft is that because you pick 2 cards at a time, you tend to put yourself into a color quickly, and then it's hard to change colors, or you're like, just because you pick 2 cards of the same color in pack 1 most often, it really pushes you to be in those colors. Because giving up 1 first pick is one thing, but giving up 2 or 4 of your first picks is just really brutal. So I think it locks people into colors more, but I still think in this case, we would have been more rewarded by being flexible and just really embracing going into blue than trying to stick to Rakdos. I'm actually not even. Now I'm almost thinking we cut red. Or like maybe we're Grixis. What if we cut red? What do we have that's good in red? Like this thing's very good. This thing's fine. This we can cast for black mana. I guess that's fine. This we're probably gonna cut anyway. This isn't really necessary. That we don't really have spiders for. Maybe we're blue-black again. Blue-black worked last time. This would be the start of the blue-black deck. Blue-black villains, basically. I mean, we got... Watcher on the Road's a good bomb for villains. This thing is insane in villains. Maybe we're just a Demir deck again. We got Lewis. We can get it back from the graveyard. We got some card draw. This is not where I was expecting to end up. I thought we were definitely going to be red, but now I'm thinking maybe we're just blue-black. Pick 2's been fun. I've enjoyed it. So we need to cut, 5 cards? 1. Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Mayhem it. Yeah, that might actually be worth it. Still not sure about the clone being worth it, although cloning Watcher on the Road would be sweet. Maybe the deck's good enough that we don't need Duskmourn's Claim. Maybe we can go down the Duskmourn's Claim. This actually looks like kind of a real deck. I kind of like the Eerie Gravestone specifically with Louis, just because it's so good in the late game. Having a way to get it back actually seems good. And then we can still Mayhem off of Unstable Experiment. The only problem with this deck is that we did end up a little light, I would say, on removal. I think we ended up a little bit light on removal. What else can we cut? We need to cut two more cards. I guess we can cut creatures. I like the common crooks with Louis. Do we want Clandestine Work? 3 mana, Surveil 2, draw 2, lose 2. We have 3 Unstable Experiments. Yeah, let's cut that. Let's run it like that. Hey, welcome, Mava Amelia. I'm sorry I have not brushed up on my French, so Welcome to the stream. Good to have you. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're saying though. By the way, I watched the budget discard video. The deck looks super sweet, but the Arenaverse paper name confusion is still real and clunky. Oh, Thornblood. It is. I am dreading. I'm absolutely dreading that. I think we'd survive Spider-Man, because I think we'll play a bunch of Spider-Man cards, over the next couple of weeks, because it's the new set. But I don't think that it's going to be like a Duskmorn or a set where there's like a ton of Spider-Man cards seeing play in Standard. So I think that like long term, I think the impact of that will start to fade. The thing I'm really scared about is we know they're doing more Marvel sets, and I'm really... Yeah, let's go attacking. Let's get in there, see what our opponent does. About it, gonna take the beats. How much does ramping matter? Should we just... I guess we can just kill it. Let's kill it. Get rid of the Weaver. But we know they're doing more Marvel sets. The speculation is 6 Marvel sets, which maybe that's too high, but maybe they end up doubling up with some of the Soul Stones. Maybe it's 3 Marvel sets. Oy, 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 oy. Well, that seems kind of unbeatable for us. How do we... realistically beat a Terminus of the Return? But I'm very nervous about what happens when there's 3 or 4 of those sets in Standard. It's just going to be so... It's going to be so hard. It's going to be so hard to, like, talk about Magic. Like, so I'm very worried about that. It's just, it's a mind... It still blows my mind they chose to do it that way. It really does. Like, I wish I knew. I wish I was a fly on the wall for those decision meetings, because it's just such a crazy decision from my perspective. Let's get rid of this for now. Go to combat. Attack. Connive. So if we don't discard a land, then this gets to trade. Yeah, I guess that's what we gotta do. Yeah. Well, that's kind of unfortunate. I was hoping to get something better to discard. Well, playing the land, play the crook, pass the turn. None of the Marvel sets are coming to Arena. Yeah, it's wild. It is wild decision making. Found it. Ooh, we have one of those. Unfortunately. Let's play like Horrible Bog Envy. I mean, we're gonna be able to make some villains with Watcher on the road, but the Terminus just long game seems very difficult for us to beat. We don't have a way to interact with it. Bounty gonna do a little bouncing, sure. And hitting us down to 16. I mean, I guess they do have to take a turn off to do it at some point, but still. What's that last card, opponent? What do you got? Obviously, they had a choice. They could have backed out. Sadly, well-being a customer no longer important. Yeah, I mean, that's my take is if this happens again, I think you gotta back out. Like, in some ways, I'm like kind of willing to give Wizards, and even there it's like hard for me to give them a pass. I'm sort of willing to give them a pass for the Marvel sets because I guess you could argue we've never done this before. You didn't know how bad it was going to be. I don't know how much I buy that because, like, as soon as I heard it's going to be 2 different sets, I was like, wow, that's going to be a disaster. How can that not be a disaster? So I don't know how Wizards could not have known how, like, confusing and, like, we're not supposed to do a bunch of textless cards because they get too confusing for people, but we're just going to have 2 sets running around. So I don't know how they wouldn't, I don't know how they couldn't have known. How you could not have known is beyond me. But I'm willing to give them some amount of a pass because at this point, I think Marvel's already locked in, right? Like, I don't know if they can. I don't know the contract. I don't know if they can do it differently in the future or fix it in future Marvel sets. I do know if they announce another IP that's not Marvel and they're doing it the same way, I'm going to be so upset. Because then I think there is legitimately no excuse. Like, I'm trying to find an excuse right now to give Wizards. I'm trying to find an excuse. If they do it for another set, though, after seeing in practice, like, how confusing it is, then that just sends, like, oh, yeah, that does it. That sends a pretty clear message that, like, the actual playability of the game to players or the digital magic just doesn't really matter to them. And I think that's not a great message. Hey, Seth, where are you going to try to play Pokemon? Yeah, I'm not much of a Pokemon player. I'm very conflicted because right now, for the first time since forever, I really want my favorite brand to fail. If they could have backed out beyond boosters and aftermath sets, they could add one-for-one translations to digital. Yeah, the problem is, Thornblood, now there's like this extra legal layer there. Like Wizards can reverse course relatively quickly, as we saw with like Aftermath. But with the aftermath of Aftermath, very quickly realizing, okay, players don't want mini sets. We're going to get away from that. So we know Wizards can change course quickly there. One of the biggest downsides of Universes Beyond and these crossovers is now there's another voice in that room. And someone else, it's like if you go from working for yourself to working for a big company. If you're working for yourself, you can do whatever you want. You can get up at noon if you want to and work for 4 hours in the afternoon and like do a couple of jobs and then that's your day. Like you have all kinds of flexibility, right? You can do whatever. You can work 20 hours in a day if you want to. But once you get a job working for someone else, then that kind of changes everything. Then you got to do what that person says. And I think that Wizards is like, with the crossovers, kind of unintentionally, or maybe intentionally, but kind of put themselves in that position where if they want to change course quickly with some of the Universes Beyond stuff, is that even an option? Can they even do that? Or is there just like legal paperwork that has been signed with someone else who's willing to enforce it that would keep that from happening? Was it mini sets bad or that the packs were the same price as normal packs? I think it was a little bit of both. Like, I think the big issue overall, I think, was people didn't like paying the same amount of money for half the amount of cards, which makes a lot of sense. Although, as someone who actually opened those packs, I guess if they were like half price, maybe it would have been fine. Maybe it would have been fine if they were like half price. But I think, I don't know if we want a prison break yet. Yeah, let's just wait. Let's play the Eerie Gravestone. Play a land. And pass the turn. But I think also as someone who opened the packs, I found the packs like they were just so redundant, right? Like because there was only a handful of cards in the set, I opened like a box and you would just get like 8 versions of the same card, like just again and again. So they were also like, because the set size was so small, I think what they needed to do that would have been really good is I think they should have done it as like almost a living card game model, like sell the set. Wizards will never do this because it turns out that they have learned what Las Vegas casinos learned long ago, and that, Cisco and all these digital games have learned over the years that gambling is just really, really profitable, right? Like when it comes down to it, if you can sell things to people by making them gamble for them, or sell things to people all at once, you're gonna make more money if you can add gambling to your game, essentially. So I don't think this would ever happen in practice, but the way they should have done it, what I would have liked to do it, if you had just taken Aftermath and just sold it as a set, like put it up in the Secret Lair store if you have to, but just like sell it as like, give us money and we will give you all these cards. I think that would have been the perfect outcome for that. Yeah, Assassin's Creed could have been the same way too. Puntologist for the 20th month. So what's the verdict with Pick 2 draft? I feel like removing the decision between rare and best uncommon in the pack is a bad idea. Here is my take, now that I've done a few of these. I still find it fun, but I will say, my impression is, if you are someone who is a limited player, it is worse than normal limited, right? Like, if you're about the purest, most skill testing, most technical form of limited, this is less good. This is less good than... Yeah, I think we're kind of fine with this dying, right? Because... We're kind of fine with it dying because we're just going to keep getting it back from the graveyard anyway. So I think it's a worse form of limited, but I think that's okay. In some ways, I don't know if you remember, long time ago, Magic Online used to only have pod drafting. So you would have to play, you would do the draft with the 8 people in your pod, and then you would only play your matches against the people in your pod, just like a pro tour draft, right? You only play against those 8 people. The downside is sometimes you would have to sit there for a very long time waiting for the next round or your opponent's round to finish so you could play your next round. So they added league drafting where you draft in a pod and then you just play against anyone else. It wouldn't necessarily be the people you drafted for. And people got really salty about it because objectively, it is worse limited. But then in the end, everyone ended up loving it because it turns out that the trade-off was worth it to like not sit there for a half hour doing nothing while you had to wait for someone else to finish the match. So most people in the end ended up thinking it was worth it to like make limited slightly worse for the convenience of like saving so much time. I think this is one of those trades off. I don't think you're going to see the LSVs and the Cheons and like the nummies, like the greatest limited players. I would be surprised if they shifted over to Pick 2 draft. I think that the limited purists will keep playing 8-player drafts. I think that's what I would probably play overall most of the time. I think I would just keep playing, the same thing. But I do think this serves a very important purpose, which is... This gives a nice, quick, casual way for people to draft, and I think there's an upside for that. I think there is a legit upside to having there be like a casual way, a quick, casual, fast way that you can just like play some limited with your commander play group. So I think it's going to be successful at that. I don't think we'll see it at the Pro Tour or anything though. So I think that was a very rambling way to say, I think it's a slightly worse draft format, but every time you play Magic, you're not caring about like necessarily playing the purest, best form of Magic. Sometimes you just want to have fun with your friends, and I think that's the role that Pick 2 Draft is going to fill really well, is like a quick and easy limited format that you can easily put together and just like have fun for an hour at a kind of like filling the Commander Night. If you have a play group that you do a Commander Night with, I feel like this is going to be right at home there, where maybe once a month instead of playing Commander, you get, some boosters and you do a draft night instead of Commander. And I think that's exactly what Pick 2 is going to do. Yeah, Commander Masters would have been a good fit. Commander Masters would have been a good fit for Pick 2. I mean, in theory, you can play Pick 2 with any format, right? Like, you can get Commander Masters packs and just play Pick 2 with it. You don't have to have a set that's designed for it or anything. So you could do it with Commander Masters now if you wanted to. Actually, wait, did Commander Masters have the 20 card packs? You probably need the right number of cards in the packs, but discounting that, you should be able to do it. Pick 2 with 8 players. I mean, I guess you could pick 2 with 8 players. I don't know why you couldn't do Pick 2 with 8 players. We had a Vintage Cube draft before. I think Pick 2 might be a little strong for Vintage. I will say that I think the decks end up being, I think, stronger and more consistent overall. Just being able to pick 2 cards at once, I think you end up with people finding their lanes quicker, and like, you find your lane quicker, and everyone ends up with a stronger deck overall, rather than like fighting over the same cards for the same colors. So I think it does end up being stronger. It probably would be very, very, very swingy, I bet. Like, could you imagine Could you imagine doing a vintage cube and like one person gets 2 pieces of power in their pack and other people have no power and you just get like double Moxin or Black Lotus Moxin, Black Lotus Time Walk or something? Like those are the kind of things that would happen on occasion. Man, do we just go for the win? I mean, I guess we just force the issue. See if we can kill it and kill you. About it. I mean, even if they can stop this, we can still just use the Gear Stone. All right, opponent's going to hexproof it up. Sure. Well, get in. Lewis is showing out this game. Hit ya. Go up to 38. And, yeah, I mean... So if we loot, this is how much? 4? Yeah, let's just pass. Pass the turn. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Puntologist. Yeah, we're gonna see. I mean, we only lose one more and we're out anyway, so I think we better win this one. If we don't win this one, Lava-born Goblins, sure. We better end up winning this one. Well, run out the alley lurkers. Unstable experiment. Draw a card. Connive. Discard the land. Any creature you control. Yeah, let's go to combat. Do some attacking. Do some conniving. Discard the clone. Oh, about it. Gonna do some blocking. Sure. Well, let's play the Vathan. Play the land. And opponent scoops it up. Zuko, Avatar Hunter CDH. Ooh. How is the CDH scene these days? Man, Avatar is gonna be sweet. Avatar looks really sweet to me. I think the Avatar is actually gonna be. I think Avatar is actually gonna be a really sweet set. Reach. Whenever he casts a red spell, create a 2/2 red soldier creature token. That card's actually kind of wild. That's a lot of bodies. That's like a empty the warrens that makes 2/2s once you get it on the battlefield. Have you seen more Spider-Man or Avatar before, MTG? I really have seen 0. Well, so I mean, I grew up in the United States in this era, so I know what Spider-Man is. I've never watched like a Spider-Man movie or read a Spider-Man comic, but I know who Spider-Man, like Peter Parker, Lois Lane. No, that's Superman. But I know who Spider-Man is, just because I don't know how it's possible not to like know the name, but I've never engaged with it in any way. Avatar, I had heard of, but I couldn't have told you a character's name. I knew even less about Avatar than Spider-Man, but honestly, I know basically 0 about both of them. I do know that Tobey Maguire was Spider-Man. That I do know. I guess we just play a sad little Lewis here. Because we have this Nels to get back, so we might as well run it out, burn ya, let it trade off in combat. Wait, this is... Oh, 3 mana, okay. Double Strike can't be blocked is actually kind of a scary line of text. Like, if our opponent can start putting pump spells and whatnot on that... Hell, combat, get in, hit ya. Opponent gonna trade it off. Alright, we better kill it. We better kill it. Scorpion Sting. Play the land. Next turn maybe we can get it back with Nels. I have never watched... I just don't care about... I don't care about superheroes. Like, watching... I don't watch any superhero... I don't watch any superhero movies. So, like, for me, I'm not really interested in watching a Spider-Man movie. I saw like half an X-Men once because it was on at a friend's house and they were watching an X-Men movie, but I've never watched an X-Men movie. I've never watched Endgame. I've never watched a Spider-Man movie. The only superhero movies I watch are Deadpool, and I think Deadpool is super funny. So I I actually did enjoy the Deadpool movies, but out of all the like MCU and all that stuff, Deadpool is really the only one that I've watched. Let's play Eerie Gravestone. Draw a card. Play Nils. I honestly think a lot of it just is from how I grew up. Like without having TV, without having really access to comics and stuff like that. So I just like, unlike most kids, I didn't grow up with like some really super big connection to that stuff. Even like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So many people are like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles favorite card growing up. I'm like, I'm the same age as you, but I wasn't allowed to watch TV growing up. So yeah, they're cool. Like I remember Cowabunga Dude because my friends would say it and stuff, but I don't have the same connection that other people do just because I didn't have that when I was growing up the way they did. Nesmith for the 104th month, heading towards a record actually. Number 3 on the list. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. The Watchmen, I've actually read the graphic novel of Watchmen. The graphic novel is really good. So we have what, 7? 8, so we can cast a deck 6? All right, well, Lewis. Seems like a pretty good Lewis deck. We just keep casting Lewises, keep burning your face. And then get in with a 5/5. We will keep... Actually, no. Do we even want that? Maybe we just reanimate it. That's a good reanimation target. Let's put it in the graveyard. Marich, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Yeah, Naz has been here since the beginning. Naz has been here since the very beginning. Wall of Chaos, Naz, Psycho Smurf. It actually kind of blows my mind, honestly. Just like, it blows my mind. I think the Watchmen could actually... I might actually like a Watchmen UB set. I might actually like that, come to think of it. That might actually be kind of sweet. Well, let's get him with Lewis. If our opponent kills it, then we can get it back with the Eerie Gravestone and cast it again. Our opponent needs to, like, exile it somehow. Oh! Okay. Well, that somehow might be Leyline Binding from the special sheet. Sure. Well, let's milieu. Keep both of you. That's fine. We didn't want that anyway. How about... Actually, how many villains do we have? Hero, villain. So let's play Crash. Let's Prison Break. Watcher on the road. Play the land. All right, opponent. How much more removal do you got? C dude, with your Leyline Binding? Demira, Soul of the Spider. Mary Jane. Lumingar, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup, thank you. And opponent gonna draw a card. I mean, that's death, right? Looks like death to me. And opponent scoops it up. I mean, maybe blue-black is just really good. I guess if I was gonna give you advice for drafting on Arena, I would say blue-black seems better than people give it credit for, because it seems super open in all of our drafts, and we just keep smacking people. We just keep smacking them. Well, at this point, I think we're just gonna try to finish off this draft. We only got a couple rounds left either way. If we lose, we're done. If not, if we win, then we got one more. So we might as well just finish it. See if we get another undefeated record. Land go. Oh, so something I was thinking about. No promises on this. I want to watch a bunch of the Pro Tour this weekend because I am just actually excited about it. And I was thinking, would you be interested in some sort of like co-streaming stream? Like, I'm not going to do it all weekend because the Pro Tour is very long, and I don't really care about too much about the limited rounds because they're not even doing Spider-Man draft. It's Edge of Eternities, which is fine, but I don't really care about watching limited. But I might see about firing up the stream, maybe during like the constructed rounds on Saturday, maybe during the top 8 on Sunday. I don't know if I'll do it for the whole, like, no promises it's going to be an 8-hour thing, but maybe we watch like a few rounds together. We can talk about the decks, talk about the tournament. So I might fire up the stream, not to play, but just to like chill and watch some of the Pro Tour this weekend. So if you're around, no promises because I don't know what the weekend looks like. There's a chance it doesn't work out, but if I get the chance, I would like to try to do that. Basil, Freddie Mercury. Do we just run this out now? You know what? We're going to run it out now. We're going to run it out early. Run it out early. Make a couple dorks. Pass the turn. Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to watch the Pro Tour anyway, no pressure. But just in case you are, it might be a little more manageable, like Twitch. I don't even know. Do they even let you chat on the Magic stream? I was watching. I got to say, sub-only chat it kind of kills events for me. I was noticing this with some of the events that SCG was doing, where sub-only chat just makes it like if I'm not sub to, I can't even talk, and it's just like not nearly as fun. And I get like open chat has, there's sometimes people going too far and you got to moderate it and stuff, which makes sense. But I miss being able to actually just hop on and talk to people about Magic. Yeah, the SCG one is just so restricted. Like, because the SCG one, I tried to like do the thing, and I think it said you had to wait 24 hours after you subbed, so you couldn't even like sub and start chatting. I was like, well, I'm not gonna sub to this. So next tournament in 3 months, I might be able to chat. That sounds a little excessive. Let's play Bailmarked. Symbiote Spider-Man's definitely. The graveyard clone one. That one's definitely at the top of my list so far. That card's been really, really sweet. I think it's actually really good. So that one's been at the top of the list. There's a bunch of other stuff I'm excited about, but we just actually got the set release, so I haven't been able to like fully dig into building it yet. But I think Anti-Venom I'm interested in. Actually, the card this limited deck's built around Morin, I think. I'm gonna do some mono black devotioning with Morin. So there's a bunch of stuff like that I want to try. Enters put a +1/+1 counter on each of 2 creatures. Well, let's do this. Let's draw a card. Connive on the common crook. Discard a common crook. Block the 3/3. Drop to 8, which is kind of a lot. So we have to not die on the backswing somehow. How do we not die on the backswing? So if we attack with these two. Well, I guess we can. Man, this is a painful way to do it, but we can hide it. So one of them loses flying. Play the land. Get in. This is a bad spot. The Aerialist is very good. I don't know if this card's good, but it's good with the Aerialist. Yeah, opponent just got a very aggro start here. Opponent land. Combat. Gonna get in with the flyer. Alright, we will take it. We might have to crack this gravestone and look for Moreland. Beating combat in your turn, target non-equipment artifact you control becomes a 3/3. Alright, sure, whatever. It's a hill giant. Well, alright. Crack the gravestone. See what we can see. Well, we probably just need the lifelinker, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we need the lifelinker. We draw land. Well, play the Corbel. Merciless Enforcers. And yeah, we gotta pass the turn. We might be dead. If our opponent has shenanigans, they might have us. Yeah, this thing's very good. 2 mana 2/2, but once it gets ward and flying, it has ward all the time, but once it's modified, it gets flying. That just becomes a really strong creature. I know, that would be a fitting way to end our last draft. Our first draft, we died to so many pump spells. All right, not yet. Down to 2. I mean, maybe there's a... Maybe land's not good. I'll go to combat. Get in with the Enforcers. Put a counter on it. Get rid of Crash. I don't think Crash is what we want. About it. Going to block. Do we want to activate it? It gains us 1 more life. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What are we prison breaking? We don't even have anything. Yeah, prison break has not felt that good. We just don't have any great targets for it. All right. I mean, we're going to let it go. We might just prison break. I guess we just prison break the Enforcers again. Play the land past stirred. I mean, that gained us enough life that we're not immediately dead. Perfected Pastry. All right, that is a pump spell. It still doesn't make us die, but it hits us to 1. Found it. Pumps. The Aerialist. If we find 1 more removal spell, we don't have that much removal in this deck, but if we find 1 more removal spell, maybe. Pound it. All right, gonna make the 3/3 into a 3/3 and get it hit us. Sure. Down to 1. Down to 1. We need a big draw opponent. A Valet. Sure. Makes a 1/1. Well, ping ya. Come on, deck. Moreland. Common Crook. Go to combat. Get in with the Enforcers. Put a counter on it. Huh. Yeah, I think we go graveyard. I think this actually is going to be about top decking Moreland. I think that's actually where we're at. So we get in 4/4. Opponent's going to block. Well, burn ya. Trade. All right, we go back to 7. Opponents in 9. Play the Common Crook. Moreland. We need the Moreland. Opponent must... Do they actually have a pump spell? Do you have a pump spell? No. Ah! Wait, no, that's only +1/+1. That doesn't kill us. Oh, they get to make that thing a flyer. I see. Well, interesting. So overall, what do we learn about this 2-pick draft format? We had 1 draft where we pretty much scrubbed out. Another where we got the max wins. This one in the middle. I will say, we talked about it throughout the draft. I think it's good that it's an option. I think I will play it on occasion. Like I said, I still think traditional limit is probably the most pure and like technical form of limited that you can play. But I like how fast this goes by. We got in 3 drafts in just over 3 hours, which if we were playing full drafts, we wouldn't have got in. We went on like 1.5 drafts typically. So I like how fast it goes by. I like that you can play with less people. So even though it's probably not quite as good as normal limited, I still think it serves a pretty important purpose. So how much limited do you play? I don't play that much limited. I play limited Oh man, every couple of months I'll do a couple of drafts. I used to play a lot of Cube in the past, but that was a while ago. But I just normally play Constructed. We usually do like one limited stream per set, and then sometimes for Cube we play more. But anyway, everyone, that is our 2-pick draft Omenpaths stream for today. Reminders on the way out the door. Also reminders, the next week, the stream is on Wednesday for the tournament with the band standard stuff. So the stream is on Wednesday instead of on Tuesday. So keep that in mind. But reminders on the way out the door. Replay YouTube. That's where you can find all the old streams. Normal YouTube. Tons of content coming out on there. One more shout out to our sponsor, Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. And most importantly, thank you to all of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome. And I love y'all. I hope you have an amazing day, a great week, and I'll see you next week for another one. So until then, be good, everyone, and I will talk to you soon.